Oh, look at that. Typical Greg.
Here comes playing. Oh, my word! Absolutely magnificent. Reed! He rose so high! Nearly touched the sky! 2-1 down! 3-2 up! It's meant to be! It's surely meant to be! Incredible!
Be a long night. Paquetá, he's played it through, and Bowen's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, episode 74, with guests as always. And yes, commiserations to Arsenal for actually kind of getting 3 points over the line against West Ham. Controversial as it may be, at the end of the day, there's only one thing that's got to look at themselves, and that is obviously West Ham themselves. But obviously, always, it's good to see him back in the show. Jez, how are you, mate? And how did you feel about today's game?
Yeah, thanks for having me back, man. It's good to see Uncle Rod as well. And it's a great win for Arsenal, obviously. I can't deny it. But I'm sitting here with a little bit of a heavy heart because I did say earlier I didn't want Arsenal to be the club to send West Ham out the league. I've got respect for West Ham. So it's a great shame. It's a great win for Arsenal. I think that's the league done, unless we do something absolutely stupid. I don't think we will. If you look at the end of the game there, which was painful for West Ham, the way the players were reacting, you know, you could see the passion. They want it so much, and respect to them for it. Of course, it's of course it's. I'm not going to sit here and gloat. I'll tell you that now. Unfortunately, it was definitely a foul. There was no question about it. As soon as the referee pointed to the centre spot, I thought, I'm not sure about that. It could have gone either way, really, at the death. But I mean, West Ham, fair play to them. They played their hearts out tonight. They gave it everything, put us on the back foot a bit. But unfortunately, in the laws of the game, you can't put your arm across the goalkeeper's throat. That's impeding. But I'll have to say this, you know, come on. Arsenal at corners don't actually act nicely, do they? They like to impede a few players. So, unfortunately, today for West Ham, it didn't go your way. And, I'll leave it there.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Cotfather, welcome back into the show. And that I think Uncle will be joining us at some point. And that, how have you been, mate? I mean, if you look at it, we all talk about the games over the weekend and that, and of course, you guys. Well, the booze again. Not the actual booze, which we would rather prefer, but actual booze to the team. And
he got booed because he decided to take off Rio, who was having a really good game, to keep on Gakpo, who only had about 17 touches, if that, about 12 touches. He was just non-existent. You watch the match. Within the first 5 minutes, we go up 1-0, and you're thinking, okay, here we go. Chelsea don't do very well. As soon as we score one goal, we score 2, 3. Oh, no, not on the Slot. Because you see what Slot decides to do is he then says, calm it down, play possession-based football, which Liverpool have never played. Liverpool don't play possession-based football. If you look at our best team in the last 10 years, it was Mane, Firmino, Salah, who would get you from a counter-attack from a corner. We're a counter-attacking team. That's our strength. So when team plays low block against us, we don't stand the ghost of a chance because we're not possession-based and we can't counter-attack low block. So we don't do very well in those games. So that's how it always ends up with us. But yeah, it's annoying that they scored from a free kick like that, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. Gakpo just got shoved off the ball like he's not even there, like it's a mannequin, just shoved off the ball, like move that, go, get out of the way, you. Forget you're supposed to be marking the ball, just get out of the way. You know what I mean? He's got to be stronger there. There's no reason why Gakpo was left on the pitch. And if you're going to take any player off to bring on Isak, it would have been Gakpo. I don't get why he took Rio off. Rio's more likely to score than Gakpo based on what we've seen recently. But again, this guy just doesn't know what he's doing.
No, of
and that's
course.
what's frustrating for us Liverpool fans is we have a manager who doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring Uncle in. I'm just seeing on the Sky here that they're showing the replay of the incident. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's kind of like exactly kind of giving the karate chop into Raya's neck, but I mean, I'm glad in certain respects. Looking at Hermansen come flying in like Billy the Fish now, I'm glad he didn't connect with anyone. He completely flies over everyone and into the goal mouth, but that would have been even worse. Let's bring him in because he's been a while.
Yes, people. How's everybody?
I got rods.
How you doing, Jess? You
I'm good. I'm good. Been a long time since we spoke, but
yeah, it's good to see you, brother. Listen, just got to say right off, yeah, I know it's not the platform for this, but I consider you as a good pal of mine. And what's been happening with you and everything that, yeah, it's bang out of order.
Yeah, man.
Bang out of order. I say it's bang out of order. No matter what you and a person's got, you don't go after a family like that. Nah. It's bang out of order. That's all I've got to say in it. It's bang out of order.
That's it. Leave it there.
And I've got Jez. I've got your back. Jez.
appreciate
Anyway,
it.
let's carry on with the show. Do you know what I mean? Just had to say that. Get that out of the way.
Fine. That's good. I was going to leave it to afterwards, but thanks for bringing that up, Uncle, anyway. But let's say hello to the people in the chat first of all before we kind of go in with the weekend of football, as they say. Big up to Matt. He's saying robbed by VAR, for fuck's sake. Although Rob Green defending Ray by saying it's a foul by Pablo. I swear the EPL want us relegated now. First last week versus Brentford, the decisions against us, and again this week. And you guys don't really know too much about this, but when you get down to the bottom of the table and that, nothing really goes your way. We've had it against the Everton game. Pickford, when he came in on Tatty, VAR saw nothing in there, let that wave on. The Brentford game, again, when you look at decisions there. And obviously, today was a little bit controversial, but as I said to Jez and Copfather behind the scenes, there's only one club that's got to really look at themselves, and it is us. We've put ourselves in this position, and that's the reality of it, really. Matt also says, come on, Leeds, do us a favour tomorrow. I mean, that's what we've got our hope for.
Hope so.
Yeah, exactly. But like he says here, Spurs also have a game in hand as next weekend Chelsea play Man City in the FA Cup final. So after tomorrow, they don't play until the 19th. So they're going to be a little bit fresh. And as he's saying here, we play next Sunday at 5:30. What a stupid time to play. Mind you saying that, Matt, it could be 7 p.m. like it was for Spurs last week. So when you look at something like that, that's Sky and TNT mucking around with things.
It's the 12 o'clock kickoffs I don't like.
It's more money though, isn't it?
Come back for the Champions League as well, and they give you a 12:30 kickoff. Thanks for that.
That makes sense. Big up, Daz. He's saying, turn it to everyone. Got it today. Come on, Leeds. He's saying, and of course, as Matt's saying here, our goal difference. Even when we finish on the same points as Spurs, our goal difference has killed us, and that was definitely, from the beginning of the season where Nuno didn't exactly get things right. Good evening, Russ. He's saying, oh, come on, it was a foul. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, you could say that.
Seen him give them, though.
Well,
I've seen him give them. I've seen him give them.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem again. It's subjective referee, and another referee wouldn't have given that. Another VAR wouldn't have given that. That's the problem. It's not objective. It's subjective.
And let's face it as well. What I can gather, everybody is fouling everybody in the area. It wasn't just Raya that's got sort of like.
Oh no! I'm watching now. You just see Lewis Skelly's pulling on Mavropanos. Then Declan Rice has now got his arms wrapped around him.
Yeah.
And nothing on that. But obviously the foul's already committed at that stage. If you say it is the foul, I mean, let's see what's going on there. Tadibo kind of pulls in Raya's shirt. Manson comes flying in. Raya then kind of flaps at the ball. You don't see much from Pablo from this side, but then you look at it from another side now. Yeah, the ball comes in at that point. Is it enough to deny Raya? I mean, Raya goes down like a sack of spuds. I mean, over dramatic in that respect. But Rice on Mavropanos, yeah, these things are happening. So Rice is there grabbing hold of. Was it the correct decision to rule out Wilson's goal? Yes, Raya was fouled 37%. No, it should have stood 63%.
Rod, it kind of reminds me of that time. Do you know when Alisson was fouled and they still gave the goal even though the goalkeeper was fouled? Do you remember that?
I've seen him given. That's what I'm saying. I've seen him given. It's such a hard one. I just think at the end of the day, like, you know, no matter what team it is, there needs to be consistency throughout. Do you know what I mean? And then everybody knows where they're going on this. Do you know what I'm saying? Because any other day that will probably get given.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, so I don't know.
I think we all know, Uncle, the problem is with this. You know, we know the PGMO as a business. How can you defend yourself sometimes, especially when you get them kind of saying, "So sorry, we made a mistake on that game." And you know, when you look at things like that, that makes or breaks a team. You see, you know, that's you either winning the championship, Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference, or it's the case of you going down.
Yeah.
So I think today, the referee, when he gave the goal to West Ham, I think he was 100% convinced that was legit. And it seemed to me that even when VAR intervened, he was over that screen a long time. And I thought he might overturn this.
Yep.
I think, I'm thinking, I mean, I know from his line of sight, he didn't see the arm across the throat type situation because he was blocked out. There's so many bloody players in there, right? And I understand that, having been there myself. But I honestly did think he was going to go over to that monitor, and we know that 99% of the time they will go to the monitor. You know what's coming. But the way he was deliberating about it, I thought he might overturn it himself.
Yeah,
you didn't want the headlines.
That is my problem. Referees, and we've talked about this so many times. Referees rely now. They're afraid to go against VAR.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. True.
Remember what happened when they added more minutes in, and Liverpool scored that goal, and how much every rival base just kicked off at the referee for giving the extra minutes, even though the minutes were there. That's what he didn't want. He doesn't want the limelight. That's the problem.
We had it in the Man United game. You know, they give 7 minutes of added time when, if you look at it, you might as well say 4 minutes at best. And Man United got a point out of the game. You know, it's them kind of things. You know, it does happen. Like, you know, let's just catch up with some of the chat. Arsenal man, good evening. He's saying, I thought we were atrocious today. Pre-match, I was predicting a 4-1 result. However, so many players didn't turn up for Arsenal by the sounds of it. At least Matt's, he's well done for winning despite the controversy he's saying there. But as he says, not convinced at all, a bit lucky. He's also saying the disallowed goal, I thought it was harsh on West Ham. Then I saw the keeper and jump in front of Raya and then didn't get a head on it. Then later I saw another player tugging back on Raya's shirt clearly. But it's the other side of things as well that we, But as Matt said, look, we missed the big chance, one-on-one versus Raya, and he saved with his legs. And that's what he's been good at, Jez. You know, is he your player of the season?
Raya? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it, but I mean, he's going to get another Golden Glove, isn't he?
Looks that way, yeah.
Unless he goes and stands behind the goal during the games. But at the end of the day, I'd say he's certainly a contender for it. Shadow of a doubt. But there's the point somebody brought in there. I don't think Arsenal were that good today.
Well, I mean, look, as Arsenal saying, look, Arsenal were lucky today. West Ham played better overall, and it was quite strange because, I mean, I was working, and of course, I'm keeping an eye on the commentary and all this kind of stuff, and basically, it sounded like you hit the road running from the beginning. You I don't think we could get out of our own half at one point.
No,
but what we've seen,
he should have slotted that man. He panicked. I mean, if he'd been a bit more calm on the ball. Raya was already down, and he could just chipped him. But I suppose that comes with experience. I mean, you know,
That's what's cost us over the season as well. Is that
easy for me to sit here and
yeah,
say,
of course.
"Well, he should have chipped him." Easy to say that. I mean, when you're there, I'm sure it's a lot bloody harder than it.
Yeah, it's true. This is true. Arsenal next saying, even if we win the title, it won't be that satisfying. Was never a convincing Premier League campaign. However, if we were to beat PSG in the final Champions League, in the Champions League, you can't fault us. That's an if. And I think he's saying here for large spells today, I wasn't sure who was the club in first and who was in the relegation. Seemed the reverse. Only the first 15 to 20 minutes we looked on top. Interesting. Interesting.
But you know something at the end of the day, right? To win a title at the end of the day, you just have to get over the line. It's like F sort of like looking convincing and looking pretty and looking this, looking that. Get over the line by any means necessary. Get those 3 points, get them on the board, and you move on. That's what you got to do. Because I think if you look at Arsenal over the years, they've been sort of like guilty of sort of like wanting to play the perfect football. Do you know what I mean? Wanted to score the perfect goal. When some games they play, you just have to win ugly. You just literally just have to get over the line. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's sort of like as much as luck. It's as much as they got over the line by hook or crook. They got over the line. Do you know what I mean? And that's another 3 points on the board. All they need now in the day is 2 wins in the day for the last 2 matches in the day, and you know they can get the title. That's all. That's all really. And I think Arsenal fans should be concerned about is the fact that they got over the line, get some 2 steps closer to getting the title. Do you know what I mean? You know, because I'm sure at the end of the day, when you're sort of like when Arsenal's name's been carved on the Premiership Cup and everything, that saying they won the cup for 2025, 2026, you ain't gonna give a shit about how you played. You just gonna care that you got the title. You got the title.
There is
you know
that
what
to it.
that's what it's all about.
I mean,
a lot of the fans,
you know, the old saying used to be, 1-0 to the Arsenal. You know, and when you look at it, that was kind of like, oh, you know, that's not good. Not being funny, Mourinho came in with Chelsea, did exactly the same
thing, didn't he?
It did exactly the same thing, and he didn't even any kind of complaints about that. First of all,
yeah, just got to get over the line, mate. Just got to get over the line. That's what it's about. But winning titles, getting over the line, getting us 3 points on the board, and and getting a step closer to getting the title. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You've won so many trophies, you know. So you know the winning mentality. You know, let's be fair about it. Yeah, the amount of Champions Leagues and God knows what else you know how to do it. So respect.
That's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah. And I bet you any money, Jez, half of those games that we played in those title winning leagues and Champions League, I bet we didn't play 100% good all the time. Some of the games might have been sort of like horrible to watch, but you got over the line. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know the score, Jez. You know what I mean? You know the score. I don't have to tell you. You know what I mean? You've watched football from way back when, and you know at the end of the day, it's all about getting over the line by hook and crook. Gets over the line, another 3 points on the board, and we move. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
Well, it's a fact because you know people go on about Arsenal playing beautiful football. Yeah, under Wenger they did. I won't deny that. But I can assure you, under George Graham, mate, we played some fucking diabolical football. And the reason we won in 89 and 91 was because we had a fantastic defence.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't 4-5-0 every bloody week. 1-0 to the Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you move.
Yeah, that's what it takes. Interesting one here from Arsenal Mate saying, hopefully you don't go down, but even if you do, if you keep manager Nuno and don't weaken the squad, you're bound to jump straight back to the Premier League. Anyway, you're still not out of it yet. And that's the truth. We're still not out of it yet. But going on that comment there, the problem we've got, Nuno doesn't have a contract if we go down anyway. The club would like to keep hold of him.
I like him.
It all depends what he does. The problem is he's proved the point. You've got to think at one point we was 13 points adrift to Spurs. And then in January we signed a couple of the players. And from that point onwards, we've also got a number 2 in for him, Paco. And we then see the reversal of the fortunes, and we clawed that back. And then now, as you've seen the last couple of weeks, it's been chop and change between us and Spurs. It's do we? The problem is when he says don't weaken the squad. Unfortunately, with this board, when they turn around at the beginning of the season saying that we're 104 million pound in debt, we've got to sell straight away. We know full well if we keep hold of some of these players, it'll be an absolute miracle. But we already know, as Matt's already put here, and and I've already said this as well. Vultures are already circling around the London Stadium. They're waiting to pick the bones off the club.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the thing. I mean, I remember when we went down. I think it was 2016. I think it was with Joe Cole and Lampard and Carrick's and all these players. And
Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, Ferdinand as well. And it's a case of we've got to make sure that we kind of stick together on that so we can bounce straight back up on that. And this is Glenn Johnson saying this. And then suddenly there was Glenn. Yeah.
Fuck off to the east. Fuck off.
Chelsea want you for 6 million. Do they? Taxi. And he was gone. And he was the first one to give the rallying cry, but he was the first one out the door.
He's got some front, isn't he? He's got some front. Yeah, we've got to stick together. Anyway, I'm having my toes. I'm gone, mate.
The old characters when you see him run for the door and the silhouette's still on the
I know.
Still up to park.
When he does a wheel spin with his feet. Wheel spin.
Still up to park, mate. This is the thing. And this is what's going to be hard for us is the fact of we've got an ownership that kind of don't really kind of care too much about what goes on, as long as the remit from Brady before she left was we stay in the league for one more season. So that's 15 years we keep in the Prem. Not worrying about what the squad does and this and the other. It's all about that, and that's the problem we have. Ultimately, saying even a draw between Tottenham and Leeds will give you a big lifeline. That will put them 2 points ahead. Then we'll have to go to Chelsea while away to Newcastle, which is tough. And this is the worst thing about it because Chelsea, my God, you don't know what side's going to turn up. If we're in a bad enough mess, look at that lot. That's just Cole Palmer is. I don't know what's going to happen to him. He just seems to have disappeared altogether.
Yeah, but the things about sort of like West Ham, I'll be honest with you. I know there's a good chance of them going down. I'll be sad to see them go down because you know what it is about. I always say about West Ham. My brother, he supports West Ham. He's supporting West Ham for years. But like I always say, if you look at West Ham and you look at West Ham's history, that is like football heritage there. It's football heritage. And to see them go down again, it will be sad. The other times like that you went down and stuff, and I suppose it couldn't be helped. But this time, what's hurt you this time is Graham Potter. It's when you had Graham Potter. I think he done too much damage to the club, to the team.
Make it right on that one. Yeah.
Mate, and it came sort of like unfixable. No matter how much you tried, it became unfixable. Do you know what I mean? And trust me, it'd be so sad to see West Ham playing the Championship next season. It will be sad. That's football heritage there.
Cool. It's a great point you say, Uncle, because when you look at it like this, Lopetegui, funny enough, as much as it's like what the hell is this bloke saying, doing, whatever. The beginning of the season, if it wasn't him getting the 28 points, that season we'd already be in the Championship now.
Yeah.
And it's them points that kind of kept us up. Potter, when you look at it, bloke's been out of the game for 2 years, severely damaged by Chelsea going there. As we said, it aged the man going to that place. And they were still paying him for 2 years. He didn't give a monkeys because he was still getting a wage doing bugger all. And then he comes to us, and I think the worst thing was in that when we played Aston Villa in the cup game, this was when he was first introduced, it was like, well, this don't look too bad. We might have a chance of turning things around. But of course, you've got to remember that was the opening game. And we've been dealing with Lopetegui football, and then we've seen this, and there was this kind of change. So in certain respects, we all got shafted in believing that this could be the change, and we got the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's a difference still. Just the thing is about it, right? As my mate Fuzzy says, and I think that, right? He says this: people like Thomas Frank, people like Graham Potter, and even people like Areola, they are okay at their respective clubs, like your Bournemouth, your Brighton, and your Brentford. Soon as they start stepping up and going to other clubs, it all goes Pete Tong. Like, It's like Graham Potter went to Chelsea, and That's a big step up for him, and that went wrong, horribly wrong. Thomas Frank's the same thing. He's gone down to Tottenham in the day, right? It's gone horribly wrong. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes at the day with these head coaches, or you want to call them managers, I think sometimes they go into situations that are too big for them. And we've got the same thing now with Arne Slot. You know what I mean? I spoke about this, and I spoke about it with Arne Slot. I mean, sorry to change the subject, put it on Liverpool, but I spoke about Arne Slot from before he came in. Cotfather could attest to it. I said at the end of the day, this is the wrong man for the job. It is too big for him. He hasn't got the experience. Yeah. However, he came in and he had Arne's young Klopp team. Jurgen Klopp sort of like aggression and sort of like mentality and stuff, right? Everything to do with Jurgen Klopp, and he won the league. He didn't really change anything. He won the league. Now at the end of the day, it's time for him to pick his players. You know, get rid of the players and pick his own players. And he's going horribly wrong because he hasn't got the experience. There's no way at the day that Arne should have been with Liverpool. No way. You even seen it now. It's just like it is horrible football to watch. And meanwhile, at the day, they're protesting about ticket prices. Well, I'm not being funny at the day. If the football carries on like this, there'll be nobody buying tickets. So you're protesting about the wrong thing. So I hear you with the situation, obviously, with West Ham. You know, you had Graham Potter caught in there, and he just turned it horribly wrong. Because we're used to West Ham and they playing good football. Do you know what I mean? At one time, they had the best academy in England. Do you know what I mean? So many good players came from West Ham. So many good players. Do you know what I mean? Right? The heritage. Yeah. They were the first team in London. Yeah, and not a lot of people know this. They're the first team in London, right? Back in the 70s and that had a lot of black players. Do you know what I mean? They're the first team. When all those other teams that they didn't really have black players, West Ham had a lot of black players in their team. Do you know what I mean? Because I saw the interview with have you seen the interview with Clive Best?
Clive Best, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the interview with Clive Best. It's a good watch. If you can find it, guys, it's a good watch. Yeah,
absolutely.
And he goes, West Ham had the most black players in the team. So you got all that heritage with the club and everything like that. And then you get some guy coming in and everything that really doesn't know what he's doing, and he's landing you in a world of trouble in the day. And it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I feel sorry for you guys. I do really think you're good, guys.
Babe, I've just got to say a phone call. Oh no, he's hanging up. Let me see if he's coming on.
Was that your takeaway?
Probably that, yeah. I mean, look at this. I mean, this just kind of proves a point. Pepsi saying here, you know, getting all kicked off around me when Trossard scored. Arsenal fans sat him with the hammers. I celebrated quickly, and this basically just tells you, you know, this just tells you how football's becoming.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got something like this, that just kind of where you know, we've mentioned this before. When you've got a stadium like we have, and we're close to, you know, you've got the international train station, you've got London City Airport up the road, basically. You can literally walk in off the street, get a ticket, get a seat, and you can be sitting next to the home fans as if, like, you know, you was one of them from day one. And that's where it's all wrong.
Don't think I'd be doing that personally.
And this is the thing, Jez. I mean, you know, why would you put yourself in that position, that knowing, especially how fragile things are between both clubs? There's certain respects in some areas, but you don't sit yourself in with the home fans, especially in the situation where we are at the moment.
Yeah, facts.
Done that.
I'm thinking this. Let's assume Leeds get a draw against Spurs, hopefully a win. That would put them 2 points ahead. Let's assume both of you lose to Chelsea and Newcastle. It will go to the final game. And I've heard this there's a few people been saying that this could go down to the wire and there'll be a point that separates who goes down and who stays up.
We just got to pray tomorrow night, and it Leeds Spurs, isn't it? Tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's tomorrow night, yeah. And this is the thing, Jez, you're relying on something else to hope that, you know, it's enough to kind of put a damper on things. But as I said, you know, we've put ourselves in this position. Let's not lie about it, you know, that we we can't paper over the cracks on this.
Leeds are a pretty tricky team at home, you know. Arsenal struggled.
Yes, yeah. But Leeds are going to Spurs. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know Spurs are fighting for their lives, like you boys are, but I swear down, you know, I wouldn't say it's a given.
I like that. Sorry to cut across you. I like that thing there. Instead of Fanta, banter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's all right, actually. That's quality. Sorry, Jess. Carry on. Sorry.
No, you're right, mate. No, I think James wants to join, man. I think he said.
Yeah, I've sent the link to him anyway, so hopefully he sees it now. You know, I've put the link to him and that.
Fair enough.
Because I thought he was doing his show at the time. That's why when I sent this all out.
Okay.
Yeah, look, as Arsenal said, there's no guarantee that Tottenham will beat any of the remaining games, Leeds, Chelsea, and Everton. You know, it's one of those. Everton especially, because Everton's pushing for. Yeah, they're pushing for Champions League as well. Let's bring him in now anyway. Sorry, mate. Apologies, I didn't see you earlier on. How are you, James? Oh, you're muted.
Right. Don't matter, mate. You got £2 out of me. I know I sent a super chat to you to send me the fucking link. There you go.
Refunds in the post already, mate.
Send it to VAR. Fuck me.
I know, isn't it?
Evening, Chris.
Right. What were you saying, Tony?
Mate, I mean, I was working and I was saying to these guys, I was I had the phone in my hand. I'm looking at the commentary and all I was seeing in the first 20 minutes, and that is that literally was camped in their own half, couldn't get out. Arsenal literally battering the rafters, and I looked at, and then I thought, and it's 40 minutes, it's still 0-0.
Yeah,
this is all right. Then I see half time come up, and I thought, bloody hell, maybe fortunes are shining upon us, kind of thing. And then it got on to the end. And as I'm driving back, I've just got into the car. And by the time I turned the radio on, that Arsenal has scored at this stage. So that was an interesting drive back home at that point. I think people think I was probably doolally at that stage.
Yeah.
Then I see the equaliser. Then, I would have been pulled over the old Bill saw me at this stage. And then, of course, hello, VAR. And I thought, fuck, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, mate, it's blatant corruption there. Like for me, and I debate anyone. Arsenal have done that all season long at corners, at free kicks, at sort of set plays all the time. And yes, Pablo's arm is up there, but I think Ray has not got full control of the ball anyway. Do you know what I mean? And for me, it took him 17 replays to look at the fucking incident.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like you're doing everything in your power to not give the goal. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'll say this, I thought West Ham's game plan was spot on. Absolutely spot on. They made the pitch big. They allowed Arsenal to go down the sides. They made sure that Arsenal, every time Arsenal were getting pressed, Ray will go long. It was perfect. When I got to half time, it was all right. We had a golden chance with Fernandes. If he scores that chance, then it might be a bit of a different game. Arsenal would have to come forward, and then we might be able to hit them on the break and get another one. The goal that they score is a good move from them, but I think it was just a case of that we was knackered. It was just knackered in the end because we'd worked so hard. But at the end of the day, I feel like football is turning into the most softest game in the fucking world at the minute, especially in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And you can, I can safely say this, you would see that incident on Saturday afternoon coming up, and it won't be a foul.
Exactly.
And there's been too many times where the balls have been going in. Like, people got to understand the circumstances of this now. Yeah, it's the 95th minute. There is bodies flying everywhere. No one will mention Declan Rice shoving fucking Somerville, then pulling back Mavropanos in like a rugby style challenge, because it's not narrative to the conversation. But at the end of the day, we're not going to get relegated because we lost against Arsenal. We're going to get relegated because we've been poor over 38 games. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, just to round up on what I want to say, I just feel like the last 2 weeks, I felt like something's changed with us in regards of getting bad decisions. Last week was bad. Brentford away, we should have at least had one penalty, if not two. Today, that at the end, where the referee doesn't make a decision on field and VAR's got involved, I just think it's just morally wrong for me. If the referee gives that, then for me, there's nothing. No one can say anything because it's a referee mistake. You had to allow it to go to VAR, and that's jeopardised everyone really. That's affected Manchester City in the title race. That's affected us in the relegation dogfight. Yeah, it's bad for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, James? I was saying like there's no consistency because, as you said, which is true. Next week on 3 o'clock Saturday, game kicks off. You get exactly the same thing, and it'll be given. They won't probably even go to the VAR. Do you know what I mean? It will just be given. It's like last week when we played Man United. We played Man United, and you can see at the day that sort of like Sesko has pushed it in with his hands. You can see he's pushed it in with the fingertip of his hand, right?
Yeah.
Referee didn't even go to the VAR of that. He just said, "Go." You know what I mean? He just said, "Go." And that. Bruno Fernandes does a tackle, studded. It comes in studded, stud showing on Szoboszlai. Could have broke the geezer's leg. Yeah, right. Referee said, "Play on." Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's very subjectual. These referees at the day, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing in games today. As you said, it's true. 95th minute, right? West Ham at least wants to get a point out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's going to be bodies flying everywhere. There's going to be bodies flying everywhere. Look at yesterday. Yesterday when we played Chelsea, same thing. There's bodies flying everywhere. Do you know what I mean? All the referee did is come in, said, "Calm down," and then they took the corner. Do you know what I mean? So, to me, you're right. It's like very corrupt in a way of like how some decisions are given in certain games. Do you know what I mean? You know.
But the problem is, why didn't the ref give it?
I think, James, you have a good point there in what you said. I mean, I think personally it was a foul, but there used to be a point in time where you could challenge the goalkeeper. That seems to have gone out of the game now. Goalkeepers, by book, are way too protected.
100%.
That's my opinion. And I think you've got a good point for your argument is Raya was going backwards.
Yeah.
So for me, he didn't have full control of the ball.
Exactly that. If he had full control and he had dropped the ball, then I would say, right, it's a foul.
Absolutely.
Right. But he hasn't. And
good, Luca.
The problem is that you will see that every fucking week over a park. But in the best league in the world, you're going to call that as a foul. And then, no disrespect, right? But Arsenal are the fucking kings at this, at set pieces. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They've done it all season. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, how anyone can sit there with a straight face and say, "Oh, that's a foul." If that's up the other end and we're 1-0 up and that happens to use, I can guarantee it, the whole fucking North London will be going berserk. Like, you know, it's just, for me, I can accept losing, don't get me wrong, right? Because West Ham have been shit, West Ham are going down. What I can't accept is losing a game when really the rules are sort of not bent, but they're sort of swerved for a big six side. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't get on board with that. I really can't. And I feel like that's been quite unjust for me. And it ain't that. It's the last 2 weeks for me. We've had, like last weekend, we had 2 penalty decisions. What are blatant penalties anywhere else in the country? We don't get them. And then this week, I think West Ham deserved a draw at that game. I think we played all right. I think what it was, the tactics were Nuno done. Arteta was running out of ideas and he was changing people and rotating, and he had to go for it, Arteta, with extra attackers, which obviously helped us because then we could hit you on the break. The issue is when that ball goes in, you see that everywhere up and down the land on a Sunday afternoon. You see that all the time, and to not allow that goal to go in, and look at 17 replays, Jez, fucking hell! Like, how many more replays do you need? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I agree. I meant to say this earlier, right? What is the point of having a linesman nowadays?
True.
Yeah.
There's no point.
He didn't put his flag up for a foul. He just stood there. If you look at the replay of when this foul took place, he didn't put his flag up. Now he had a clear line of sight, which the referee probably didn't have.
Yeah.
The referee gave the goal. right? He pointed to the centre circle, blew his whistle, move on. What is the point of having linesmen? They don't do anything in a game, do they? You know,
What's the point of having referees? What's the point of having referees?
true.
You know what I mean? They get it wrong. They get it wrong most of the times. You know what I mean? You know, so what's the point of having referees? You know what them arms would do? What them arms do? You go get together, right? Referee blows the whistle, and then when he blows the whistle and you start playing, he fucks off and for that, and so that you got everybody get on with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what he wants to do.
Thing is,
For
me, right? I don't care where you watch football around the world. Yeah, that is years ago. I've been brought up on football from the proper Premier League era, like the Barclays era. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's never a foul ever. Do you know what I mean? And we're in this like sort of woke fucking society right now. That at the moment something happens and someone gets touched, it's an automatic free kick. Do you know what I'm saying? And the problem is, if you're going to be consistent, but don't pick and choose the games where you're going to be, you're just going to jeopardise it. Do you know what I mean? If that, I can guarantee you, if that was Newcastle versus fucking Burnley, it wouldn't have been half as hyped up as it was today, because they knew that jeopardises both sets of fans. Do you know what I mean? And what it was for me, they decided that, I don't know, and it took them 17 fucking replays to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's going to, like, I'm not going to say that's going to relegate us, because I think we've been shit for all season and we deserve to go down. Yeah, the issue is that there's got to be fairness. There has to be. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Thing is, James, there's one game you've missed out before that, the two games you're mentioning, and that's the Everton game when Pickford came out on Tatty. I mean, that again, you know, they couldn't see it. Yet, funny enough, suddenly someone finds an angle from another side where you can clearly see Pickford coming in. So why didn't they see it in the first place?
The thing is, I thought VAR wasn't supposed to get involved unless it's a clear and obvious error. Now, how the fuck is that clear and obvious error if they're looking at 17 replays and it takes them 5 minutes?
That's not clear and obvious, is it?
No, like it's just not. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, I've got nothing against Arsenal, right? And I'm happy that they're going to they are going to go and win the league. So I know a lot of Arsenal people, and they're all good blokes. Do you know what I mean? I might not like their football club like mine, but they're all good geezers, yeah? The issue I've got, there's got to be an element of fairness, and I think there's a lot of biasness here. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's wrong for me, Tone. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Because there's a comment I'm going to come up. Sorry to interrupt you there, mate. Because there's a comment going to come up that I did hear this on the commentary on the way home. But just,
can I throw this one in? I think this is an interesting point. So the ball goes in the back of the net, right? The referee gives it, right? Because he hasn't seen a possible obstruction, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know about a player pulling his shirt from behind. I never saw that. So the referee gives it. VAR then said, "Oh, hang on, we've got to have a look at this." Now, what brings it into disrepute, in my opinion, is that VAR looking at it for like forever, and then they throw it back at the referee and say, "Oh, go and check the monitor."
Exactly that.
So who's actually making this decision here?
Exactly that. And do you know what? Fair play to you, Jez. Fair fucking play, because you're an Arsenal fan and you could go the other way and go, "No, it ain't a foul," and like be sort of blowing smoke right out there. Yeah, that is such a fair comment. That is literally fair. VAR's got involved. They've bottled the decision and they've handed it over to the ref. The ref hasn't even made the fucking decision. Like,
that's the truth.
You know.
That is the whole point of what I think VAR is. If they're going to jump in, it's like an appeal court, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Basically, right? You've been convicted of doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And you go to appeal court and they go, "Well, we looked at it and we're not, we had a look at it, but now we're putting it back to the original judge."
But look how many fouls there is in that box. Like Declan Rice is fouling two of our players. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the comment I want to bring up, James. This is the comment I want to bring up. Sorry to interrupt all you guys. Is this one? And I did hear this on the radio. Trossard pushes Pablo into Raya. if VAR watched the whole incident, it looked like a WWE Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Corruption at its best. And these are the things. I mean, if the pundits are saying this as well, because obviously there was two of them, you know, there was Kerry Dixon and I can't remember who the other one was both having a ding dong with each other because they're saying, well, no, that should have stood kind of thing. And the other one's like, well, no, I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but at the same point, yeah, it's a bit harsh, blah, blah, blah. But yes, they did say about this. Trossard pushes Raya into Raya. But then when you look at the other things, I mean, Hermansen, he doesn't really make contact with anyone. He just goes flying into and completely, you know, this, no disrespect to Hermansen, but as always, completely misses the target and flies into the goal mouth by himself. And
but just be straight here, right? I just want to say this quick. If you're at Crystal Palace away, final game of the season, Palace are 1-0 up, and you need a draw to win the league, and you score a goal like that from a set play, every Arsenal fan is crying their fucking heart and soul out, right? So this is where you've got to be. And the problem is, it's football fans in general, right? Because they would only go with what they believe because it's the club that they support. And if it you're not going to be all together in this. Do you know what I'm saying? And I agree. Listen, I'm going to let Jez land what he wants to say, but I agree with 100% what fucking Jez has said. And it's a fucking big point that the referee is made to make the decision when he didn't even make the decision in the fucking first place. Do you know what I'm saying?
So shouldn't the rule be then, if you have to hand it back to the referee that the on-field decision counts, then shouldn't that be the rule?
This is the point. Carl, big up Carl in the chat. Yes, I 100% said it was a foul, and I stand by that. But my point is, Carl, what you missed was what I was saying is, my point I was trying to land was, why does VAR intervene, overturn or make the sort of overturn it, put the doubt in the referee's mind, and then throw it back at the referee anyway and say, well, you made the decision then. Because
the reason being is, right, they did not know what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cowards.
That's the real reason. And listen, right, anyone can be sort of biased. I can see the people in the chat cheering us on. We can't wait to go to the championship. No fucking VAR, son. Do you know what I mean? So fuck that game. Yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah. So I'm not really worried about it at the minute. Yeah. The issue is what is right, and what is wrong, and there is no fucking middle. Do you know what I mean? And until we get this right, you can't go and literally. We have done an Arsenal fucking set piece on Arsenal today. And we've been done for it.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense when I could probably go through Arsenal's fucking 20, 30 goals this season and find a set piece where they are blocking, they are pulling, they are manhandling. Do you know what I mean? And it won't be mentioned because it's benefited them today, right? But it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? I disagree about it being a foul with Jez. Right? I think you're in the mixer there, yeah. And Raya is going for something where he's not fully committed, and it's sort of he misjudges the flight of the ball when it goes through his hands. Yeah, so I'm not.
Richie, when I looked at that incident in full, this is my take on it. There are so many shenanigans going on in there anyway. People pushing, throwing each other about, holding each other's shirts. Arms being held, and all God knows what's going on. Jesus Christ! I mean, I'm glad I wasn't refereeing the match. That's all I'm going to say. I wouldn't know what to do.
Let me ask you, Jez, what did you think of Kavanagh today? The ref.
I thought he did all right. I think there's a couple of decisions I thought a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
But some of the yellow cards he gave, I thought, really? I don't think they were all warranted. So I think he was under big pressure there today in that game. That place must have been a cauldron. And he looked at, I don't know, I mean, at times he looked a little bit out of his depth, in my opinion. There.
Do you know what? I completely agree with you, mate. 1,000% agree with you. He looked like he didn't know how to handle it. And when the game was going into the last sort of 5 minutes of that game, and there was just balls everywhere, people flying in everywhere, that was proper Premier League football from back in the day. That was. And the problem is we don't play back in the day now. We play in this 21st century. It's like non-contact sport, and that's where the shame is for me. Like,
you feel like that for a while, though, isn't it?
You used to be able to challenge legally. Legally, you used to be able to challenge the goalkeeper in the 18-yard box. That seems to have gone out of the game now. I don't know. if there's a laws change that I've missed, I don't know. But I
We
mean,
get a bit of headers next.
I don't mean like in 1890 when you could throw the ball from the net.
Poor old
Stick
Carl.
one on, man, isn't it? Stick
Yeah.
one on, man, isn't it?
Yeah, poor old Carl in the chat. He won't admit it that he's wrong, but,
But you know something?
it's all right, Carl. Carl,
You know-
just enjoy the Premier League, you prick. Do you know what I mean? It's not fucking
Yeah.
moaning.
You know,
I'm saying, fuck's sake.
you know something? Yeah? I thought there was supposed to be. I thought like
Aces.
two things. I thought there was supposed to be one, stopping all that argy-bargy in the independent era. I thought they were supposed to be stamping it out from about 3 or 4 seasons ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And number two, and I thought it was supposed to be again stopping like players crowding the referee. Now, all those two things at the day have not been done. They're still carrying on today. Do you know what I mean? Still happening.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to be stamped out about 3 or 4 seasons ago. You know what I mean? I'm sure I heard them say that only the captains can come and approach the referee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Seen
mean?
that, yeah.
And then obviously, all that melee in the area, they're gonna stamp out. They're gonna start giving penalties away and stuff like that if that goes on. Do you know what I mean? But seems to be the same, doesn't it?
See, the thing is, when you look at like seeing the comments in the chat, and I'm catching up with them, that it's a fact of West Ham's going to see it their way, Arsenal are going to see it their way. There's other people like you know, Liverpool guys as well, and any other kind of supporter, they're going to see it a particular way as well. And the crux of it all is, and we've all basically said it, is the fact that when you look at certain things that have gone in certain games throughout the season and get away with it, and then you have one particular game which basically balances a relegation and a title, it's only going to go one way. Let's be real on that fact. It's only going to go.
It's always going to go that way, though, Tone. Like, I've just seen Carl in there, right? He's right sensitive. I called him a prick, right? So I'm going to call him a prick again. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't really care. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like at the end of the day, if that's Arsenal up the other end, right, and we're 1-0 up, yeah, every Arsenal fan's going berserk that ain't gone in.
Yep.
And that is no two ways about that. You know what I mean? They have won. They've won today. Well done. Yeah, they got the win. They're going to win the Premier League, but there has got to be an element of consistency in regards of VAR, whether or not that's next year or the foreseeable future. And there isn't at the minute, because 1 week there'll be a decision like that will cost the team. Do you know what I mean? That hasn't cost West Ham going down. Do you know what I mean? That hasn't. Right? I can admit that. But for me, 1 week to another, it's always fucking different. And how's that work? Do you know what I'm saying?
It's always subjective. That's what I don't like. I don't want subjective refereeing, because that depends on the guy in the VAR booth and that depends on the guy on the pitch. We need objective refereeing where they're just going by the letter of the laws that they say they make.
Yeah.
But they don't even stick to them. So what's the point of the laws?
Yeah. Here's an interesting comment here. I mean, Jez, this is one for you. Look, Arteta showed what a great manager he is today, taking one of the best midfielders in the league and putting him right.
I could not believe that. Honestly, I was like, what a result. He's put fucking Rice right back. What a result. Do you know what I'm saying?
I thought, why don't you just bring on Mosquera?
How do you think was it Zubimendi, isn't it? How do you think he's going to feel tonight? He comes to get subbed on, then subbed off. Fucking hell.
He's doing a slot substitute.
Yeah. She subbed him on for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Gomez the same a couple of games ago. Gomez came on, and then all of a sudden he took you up to bring someone else on to put him as right back.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
I mean, look, Luke's like he's saying here, look at the positive. Another clean sheet for Arsenal. Sometimes you win ugly. A sign of champions winning when not playing well. And, we've seen this over the years from quite a few clubs, don't get me wrong. It's one of those. We've already alluded to Arsenal 1-0 to the Arsenal. We've alluded to, obviously, Mourinho with Chelsea. And if you look at Arsenal's thing, you're starting to score some goals lately from outside of the box, but most of the goals this season, Jez, has come from set pieces and corners. And that's, it's as Uncle said, it, the job's done. You got 3 points over the line. But if you're going to be the title winning challenger, you want to see a bit more, I don't want to say attractive football, but you want to see a better style of football rather than just relying on that. I mean, what's your thoughts on that yourself there, Jez?
Sorry, mate. I did. You broke up on that. I didn't quite catch you.
I thought I'd listen. I copped out. Yeah. I'm saying when you look at the comment here, when you think about most of your goals have come from set pieces and corners rather from outfield play, would you rather see that all season, or would you rather see a better style of football?
I think with the players we've got, the set pieces we've done have caused devastation to a lot of teams, and I'll take it. Right? I mean, I'm yes, I'd love us to play the pretty football that we did 20 odd years ago. Nobody can deny that. It's fantastic football, but the game's moved on now. We ain't got them players anymore in Arsenal.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, we get what we got, and if that means winning by set piece, let's not forget also that the own goals. Let's not forget that. We've had a few of them, but at the end of the day, I'll take it because I want to win trophies, and that's what I've been asking for the last 6 years, 7 years.
Yes, isn't it also a concern the fact that you were so far ahead of City just a couple of weeks ago that you had to go for wins like this to win the title? You should have won it weeks ago, to be honest.
I agree.
This league is extremely weak. How the hell are Liverpool 5th with 11 losses? Please explain that to me. Please. How?
I agree with that. I mean, to my mind, everybody says the Premier League's the best league in the world. I disagree.
It's not.
So, I don't agree that it is. We've got some very good teams, two of which have not performed well this year. Liverpool, what happened to you lot? But
We are down slot.
Man City went through a rocky stage and then turned it around, as they always do at this time of year. We've seen it so many times before. And Arsenal have done exceptionally well with what we've got.
Yeah.
I still don't rate the manager, and it will be stuck with him for another season minimum. There's rumours already around that he's going to get another 3 years, whatever. And so there you go. And this little twat, I'm a racist, am I? Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Why are you a racist?
What?
No.
Why?
Have I said anything that's racist?
Nah, mate. Just
No.
ignore him,
Oh,
Jez.
no.
Jez, you know what I mean?
The fella's a mug, man. Go right. He's a
Fucking
mug.
VAR, mate. That's what I care about.
You know what I mean?
Fuck VAR. You know what I mean?
I think the VAR is racist.
Yeah.
You know,
The one thing I will say, we're with Arsenal, yeah, which from outside looking in, I don't think it will be sustainable to play like that next season. I think it's all right this season, but I think next season teams will figure out. If West Ham can figure out we're fucking shit and we look like we're going down, better teams will be able to figure out with better players on the counter attack. You know what I mean? The way it was today was basically give Arsenal the ball in areas that they can't hurt you. That's what it was, really. Do you know what I mean? And make them go long and direct every single time. So, it's one of them ones, really. But I think Arsenal deserve to win the league this year. They do. They've been the best team in the league, best defensive team in the league. They are Stoke City of the Premier League this year. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And when you used to go to the Britannia years ago and moan about it, you have become Stoke. So there you go.
What an accolade there, Jez. Michael P. Paco got a red card today for calling the ref a cheat, so a big fine's going to be coming his way. Wow. Thierry Henry, welcome into the chat. He said Odegaard and Drossard finally done something for you. Oh, dear me. Look, 0-0 38 times and relegated. Yep, that's us all over.
Get up, Jam boy.
We deserve this, and as James just said, I mean, Vincenzo saying the writing was on the wall for West Ham when you bought that sack of crap, Traore. Absolute waste of money.
Yeah, well, right. Tone, I'm going to make a move, because I've got to go and do a player ratings. I'm going to give me full analysis on that. Do you know what I mean? Listen, have a good one, lads. Jez, you are going to win the league, mate. So chill out, son. You're going to. It's coming back to North London for you, but and enjoy your Sunday night, people. Take it easy.
Peace. Thanks, James.
Take care, bro.
all these West Ham declare goals a clear foul. William Hooper saying, evening, gents. Hard luck today, Tony. But at Arsenal, we have a title to win. Of course, you do. Did think you did play well, though. You're not down yet. If there's one team to bottle it, it's the original bottlers, Spursy, as he says there. Appreciate that as well, Will.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Good evening, Paul, as well. Evening. So I'm catching up with the chat here. Good evening to Darren Sullivan. Sack Arteta, we win Champions League and Premier League. Enough is enough. That could have been ugly today.
Yeah, that's the point.
True. Do you know what I find? Do you know, I'll tell you one of. I know this is nothing to do with it, but I'll tell you what would upset me. Right, if West Ham go down, Millwall come up.
Big up Aussie Ange.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yes.
We won't have the fun days. You know what I mean? And I mean that honestly because it's always good banter. But yeah,
we'll have the popcorn Jesuit down in the Champions League and that just to watch you know, the kicking off with you and that. We'll be all right. Aussie Ange says, "Hi, Pano, how convinced are you of Arsenal the title now?"
I mean, it's your title, mate. Take it.
It's very much in their hands. You know, and it's one of those at the end of the day, and that City have got to do a job and Arsenal have got to do a job. Just like we've got to do a job and Spurs have got to do a job. And it's still in the lap of the gods in certain respects.
Yeah, I agree.
Big up to Undesirable. In all actuality, Newcastle is Judgment Day, and that is the truth. You know, if we don't get anything out of that, then and Spurs, even if they draw tomorrow, then it's still a big mountain to climb. It'll be very interesting. Go to support Spurs. That should level well. Jesus.
No, right.
Yeah, like, well, look, as he says here, I feel no sympathy for West Ham. It's 38 games; they haven't been good enough after 36. Say all 38, mate. That's the truth of it. There's certain games we've turned up for, but other than that, Jan Boy saying, "I think we're going to win it now, but if we don't win today, it was City's." There you go.
Yeah.
They're still hunting you.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, it could be. You know, it's still time. There's still time. Who knows? We don't know. As I ended up with saying, yeah, Potter did stink up the joint, but he originally came in saying we're going to get relegated, and when Sullivan got word of it, schooled him and made him go back and lie to the team. There you go. And there's a lot of this is good. It's nice to see a lot of people saying that I hope the West Ham do stay up. And this is interesting, Jeff. I mean, you know, we know full well with this ball, if they're going to get rid of players, and that it's where we go from this. If we do go down, do we bounce back up straight away? Maybe not. I think it all comes down to if Nuno gets in the right players. If we still have Nuno, put it this way, if we have Nuno in and he gets in the right players, he proved that when he got the players in January window. There's a chance we can do something. Unfortunately for me, Nuno's severely got to look at himself in some of the games he's actually managed and these tactics, what he's done. Because he's, like I said, you know, to lose 22 points in a winning position, in all respects, if it was being a West Ham or an outside person, you can definitely say that is literally relegation fodder.
Yeah, true. I still think it's good. I still think it's good, though. I still think it's good, and he's probably just what you need if you do go down, because you don't want someone to come in and change it all up again. You just want someone to keep it the same and try and battle to get back in the Premiership again. Because if you can keep certain amount of players in your team, you got no problem bouncing back up again. You got no problem.
What players are you worried about losing, Tony?
Where you look at it, Somerville, Mavropanos, Disasi will probably go back to Chelsea. Fernandez. There is the talks of Bowen possibly could leave. And then, of course, it's the fact of, you know, Traore is going to go, which is not going to be any real loss, but it's their main ones. Youth, obviously, is mentioned as well.
Yeah.
You know, and when you look at it, that's more than your spine that's being taken away. I mean, we haven't got to worry about, you know, Wilson, Tatty, and Pablo. I don't think anyone's going to be coming in for them three, basically. So you can basically say we're kind of safe on
do you want Gakpo? We're getting rid of him. We're throwing him in the dungeon. Do you want him?
Oh, Jesus, man.
What about Lucas Paqueta?
Gone.
Is he gone now?
He's got ages ago, man.
I didn't even know, man. I didn't even know. Sorry about that. Where did he go?
Yeah. He went in the January window. He went then.
Where did he go?
Went back to his own club, Flamingo.
Oh, right, fuck me.
Yeah.
I've heard rumours that Bowen, and I've no evidence. It's just some, you hear all the bullshit, don't you? That Bowen would like to go, would be interested in going to Arsenal. Now I don't know if that's true, but who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows?
He could do because he might want to. He might want to stay in London because obviously
Well, no, his missus apparently wants
Yeah.
to stay in London.
Yeah,
The two clubs that are failing. I mean, the Arsenal thing, I think, is just a rumour there. Just, I don't think there's any kind of meat on the bones. The two clubs apparently that's in question. Liverpool's always been touted about over the last couple of seasons, anyway. But the other one is actually Newcastle, believe it or not.
Newcastle seems like a better fit.
But Danny Dyer, I don't think she wants to leave. Where she is. Close to her parents. They've got a close connection, so I don't see them going there. As Paul used to say, we should get BAC back as sponsors. Remember all those years ago, we sang BAC means back as champions. South Bank, yeah, absolutely, yeah, Paul, what a good shout. Look, don't treat them like finals. We'll lose them all, which is possibly could happen there. Problem is, I doubt the EOP all want Spurs to get relegated, and there is this as well, isn't there? You can say there's obviously a lot of for financial reasons. Well, you got to think they've got £1 billion stadium, and you imagine that as someone was saying, Spurs travelling to Lincoln City kind of thing to play there. It's just one season. We'll be fine. Good evening, Ray, and I think that could be the way as well. DG saying Arsenal never does it the easy way, man, or shaking end of game. Try supporting West Ham with Nuno, DG. That's when you're shaking completely out after that with some of the decisions. Trossard has definitely laid off the Stellas lately. Tony, do you realise how lucky you are to have Jez on today? We are always lucky when we get people coming on here, Lone Star. Now, I mean, I'm lucky I'm on here myself, so that's what says it all, basically. So,
exactly.
Watch VAR save Spurs from losing to Leeds. This is as Paul says here, look, fans suffer, managers get paid off for being shite.
Yeah.
Let's look at Liam Rossini, for instance. I'm sure he was coining all the way to the bank with that £25 million he had.
And they, what's it? Graham Potter got 60 million, didn't he?
I'm saying,
60 million he got.
That's been look, could have been worse. You could have had Liam Rossini. Spencer Stewart saying to you, big up Jez in the chat. You guys take one step closer to lifting the Premier League trophy in 22 years, isn't it, Jez?
22 years, man. Yeah,
22 years, man.
I was a young man then. I was a young man. I was 42. You know what I mean?
Not exactly young, is it, pal?
Good evening, Jeff. Good to see you.
I was very young last time you won the title.
Yes, I mean that's the one thing I said right last night. I did a show about our game today actually, and the 30th of May, the Champions League final. On the 31st of May, I'll be 65, and I said, Arsenal, please don't fuck it up. It's going to be the most worst weekend. And 65 is quite a big number, in your life. I thought, please don't cock it about. But you never know with Arsenal because PSG is going to be a tough game. But yeah,
it will be. It will be a tough game. It will be a tough
PSG,
game.
man, that is a scoring machine. That unbelievable. We could have beat them.
Exactly.
We could have actually beat them. That's the problem I've got with that. So I think you guys might actually beat them because we could have.
Well, look at, Paul saying here, sorry to interrupt on this one. I'll come back to that as well, actually, got Parvo. We're the only team in the Premier where youngsters won titles under 16s, 18s, and 21s. But the first team, actually put to shame kind of thing because at least the youngsters are doing something. So that's.
Do you know what I find crazy, Tone? Is that 3 years ago, 3 years ago, you won a bloody European trophy.
Yeah.
And now you're in a position where you're likely going to get possibly booted out the Premier League. What the fuck has gone wrong?
You know what happens though, Jez? You've got a team, a title-winning team, and then the following season other teams pick the bones out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that what's happened to West Ham in some respects, because they had some really good players there. Because I watched that final when you won it, you know what I mean? And following season, the heartbeat of West Ham
There you go.
went to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. It's true. He went to Arsenal. Declan Rice went to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So it's always important if you win titles and so forth, is to keep the crop of players with you so you can kick on. But when you lose the heartbeat of the team, it then becomes harder. Do you know what I mean? You know, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it does become harder losing the heartbeat of the team.
No, exactly. I mean, to Tipsy and that, we hope that we don't do it. Let's do as well, kind of thing. I mean, like going back to what Jess said, when you look at it like this, I've always said this. Once we won that Europa Conference, David Sullivan suddenly, well, fuck, I've got to spend money now because I've now got to elevate from what we've done this season. We finished 14th, bear in mind, in that season, and yet we won the Europa Conference, unbeaten. And it's a fact of you should then look to move up the next run of the ladder. And he thought, no, that's not my plan. My plan is to fuck things up, because I swear to this day, he turned and said to Moisey and that your contract's not being renewed, because that season, after we won the Europa and that, there was a different style of football from Moyes. Moyes had switched off by that stage, in my eyes. That's my opinion of it. People in the chat may say completely different, but that's the way I saw it, because we didn't play the same way. And considering 3 years on the spin, we got into Europe.
Yeah.
And that fourth season, it all went. And apparently, when he started to turn things around, this is when apparently you hear the story that a contract was put on the table. Sullivan then ripped it up and then apparently give him a new one. And by that stage, Moyes already kind of said, you know what, I'm off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But this, again, comes back to what Jess is saying. If you've got to that kind of stage, and that's, be it Liverpool, be it Arsenal, West Ham, whoever kind of thing, full well, if you've got to that stage and you've won something, you want to better yourself for the next season. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah. Unfortunately, with this ownership and that, we never got that. And, we won that trophy, 43 years, we had not won anything in that respects. So to get that over the line kind of thing, great. Enjoy that. But now let's see, can we move up the next ladder? I mean, I've done a video yesterday talking about, obviously, and this just shows you, this is David Sullivan being interviewed in 2017, a year after we moved into the London Stadium, and basically turning and saying, from being a tin pot club, Upton Park, by the way, to becoming a big club. 10 years later, look where we are now.
Yeah, see?
That's better the devil you know.
Be careful what you wish for, innit?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very true.
Spencer Stewart saying here, look, Leeds are 3-1-0 in the last 4 league games. They've been formidable. And when you look at that, what's interesting is the fact that, Leeds were talking about getting rid of Farker the season, last season, and look what he's done for him. But yeah. Jeff saying, obviously, most of you were silent when the minority of us were vocal and saw this coming a mile off. You lot have settled for championship football and helped contribute to our demise. I don't think so, Jeff. At the end of the day, in that, I'd rather see West Ham, succeed and do better. That's what we want for any football club. Regardless of being West Ham or whatever kind of thing. I mean, yes, I'm a West Ham man, but I'm also a football man as well. And also, like when you see clubs do well, then basically it just shows you their progress. And Uncle's mentioned 3 clubs here, the 3 Bs, the Brentford, the Brighton and the Bournemouths. They're smaller than us, but they're miles better run than us. Not being funny, than all 3 clubs that you support here. West Ham, Liverpool and Arsenal. They are better run 3 small clubs than all.
Yeah, they are. They are.
100%.
I agree with that.
Did you say Aston Villa made it easy for Spurs with a B team? Yeah, I know that's that controversial on that one as well. Good evening, Harry, as well. Premier League is corrupt, picking and choosing VAR calls, protecting their marketing vehicle, fucking fuming, cheating. See you next Tuesdays, as it's saying there. Will says, come on, Leeds. We're rather West Ham stat than Spursy. 2 more games, Jez, and the champagne is being popped.
Certainly is.
My God.
And hopefully you give Arteta a P45.
That's Darren would love. Good evening to Mama Flossie and that. And people in the chat, the West Ham people and that. I have spoken to Mama. Yes, it's round 2.0. Mama Flossie and the Hammers Football TV doing a watch along the Newcastle West Ham game. So, yes, big up to that.
Perfect.
You them Mama Flossy, man. Big up your chest.
Let's just keep something. Yeah, West Ham can still help us achieve a better season by sending the Spurs down. We can only hope for. Dear me.
I don't think they're going to let Spurs go down because that's one of the top 6. It brings in revenue, doesn't
it? This is the thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, and that, you know, if you've been poor, then like everything else, you deserve to go down. If you've been poor and you still manage to get results, then you're in the top half of the table. Good evening, Pierre. He said, who would get the benefit from VAR in a match between Liverpool and Arsenal?
Liverpool? Are they joking? We're the only team who's actually had a VAR decision that's right go against us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Spurs game.
It is what it is, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I mean, look, this is the thing that's going to rain on, not just on this show. There's other shows probably doing that, and also you can imagine this week what it's going to be like. Arsenal fans ribbing other people and that, and them ribbing Arsenal fans. 2,000 rare corruption, but you know there's other things that go on as well. But funny enough, Specsavers are closed on a Sunday evening, so I suppose you know. Being a relegation side is not corruption. And no, if you look at, there's another story to that. Low Star, blatant corruption. You mean the West Ham owners? Respectfully, don't let trust saw you. I love Low Star. West Ham didn't do enough. You were scammed by Arteta. There you go. I love these comments. Look, of course, this is all it's going to be about, and this is it. So, double foul, Pablo's arm, West Ham guy behind him pulling Raya back, clear foul. Arsenal had never done a 2 versus 2 on opposite goalkeepers. Interesting. But they do a 2-on-2 on many players that are going for the goal, though. But we don't see that side of things.
Yeah, Declan 2 players down was the penalties.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those bad for look, game's gone soft, unfortunately. Back in the day, goalkeepers were told to be stronger. I mean, look, blimey, Jez, you've seen it as a referee in there. How many times did you see a keeper come up in the air and that knees high up? And if the player's in the way and that, his knees connected with his head, his arm, his face, his shoulder, whatever, he's going through him. Simple as that.
Peter Schmeichel used to say to him, if you want some more, come back.
Yes, exactly it. Yeah. Look, she has 3 points today.
I mean, I remember a classic game. It was David Seaman against at Highbury. I think it was against Everton, if I remember rightly. Right, I think it was Peter Beardsley or something like that. And he's come out to punch the ball, punch Beardsley straight in the head.
There's
no foul given. It was just like, get up, get on with the game, man.
Yeah. What he did down here, mate. Get up.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
He's still conscious. Yeah, get up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just only from Paul Jones. He's saying Ray was world class, no doubt, but I'm still taking Martinez. And when you look at it, Martinez did win the World Cup with his team, so yeah, you can understand that comment basically. Big up to E. Kim as well. He's saying the top 6 survive another season. What a surprise! As you said, Copfather, it's all about the model.
Exactly.
Pierre says, do you think Nuno felt relieved that the late Wilson show got disallowed, not giving him enough time, and now he can say it's VAR's fault when we didn't get a point? An interesting comment there, because again, the pundit said, and this is the problem we have with Nuno sometimes, bringing players on too late into the game, and they could have made more of an impact. Even if it's 10 minutes beforehand, 15 minutes could make a difference. And some of these decisions have cost us as well because of that.
I just got to say, Pierre, that's a fucking awful picture you got there. West Ham, 1980. Yeah, remember it well.
Oh, I'm not going to change the picture yet, Jez. I'm going to do you. I'm going to do you the decency of that at least. Vincenzo's is saying West Ham are going down because they didn't sack Potter in the summer. If Nuno had the summer and pre-season to work with the players, the West Ham owners have relegated West Ham, and that's the truth of it.
Yep.
And that's the way I see it as well. Liam, same thing. Never going to give up on them. I mean, this is one thing I'll say about us. Regardless of us going down or staying up, the one thing we will do, and I'm not too sure about the London Stadium, but with Upton Park, when we went down, many a time, we always filled Upton Park. We always filled it back up again. So regardless of that, everyone got behind the team. Can we do it at the London Stadium? Because obviously, as we know, it's not the same atmosphere as Upton Park, but at the same point, I think we will still pack the place out because at the end of the day, like all of you, we're fans at the end of the day. We just want to see the club do well.
Yeah. I think
exactly that.
I think you've got such a loyal fan base with all the shit you've been through over the years that you won't have no problem in keeping fans at the ground. You may not get the tourists, which might be a good thing.
Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so. I love the comments again. They're all talking about what the foul was going on about.
Oh, it was 1975, Pierre. Oh, fair fucking play, man. Fair play. The FA Cup 75. Wow.
Yeah, okay. Big up to Liam for this as well. If I go to work tomorrow, I'm getting absolutely pissed tonight. That's the way. That's the way. As Jad Boy said, Arteta tried his best to fuck that game up and even failed doing it at that. 30th of May destruction day could be that. Rayo was going for the ball. The West Ham guy was pulling him back. Yeah, the decision. This could be talked about. Oh, I don't know.
So,
to the end of the deals.
If that happens to you in the next game, you're going to come in here and say it's correct, right? If that same thing happens to you and your goal gets disallowed, you're going to come up here and tell them that's right?
Yeah.
Because you made such a big deal out of it. So when it goes against you, you're going to come in and say that was the correct decision.
Very
no, you're
true.
not. Let's stop lying to ourselves.
Big up, Cole. He said, if you grabbed an outfield player's leg whilst running, that's a foul. The cope is glorious. Imagine you're trying to go forwards, a guy dragging you down with his arm and a guy behind you pulling you back. You're going to go backwards. Well, it was good to see that Mavropanos was, still a Greek god, and even with Rice wrapped around his waist, managed to stand up on his feet. It was actually Rice that fell on the deck, so there's an interesting one. And like we were saying here, if it was clear and obvious, why does the referee have to look at it?
Exactly.
Has that guy ever heard the expression "quit while you're ahead"?
Teller, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I see no point in arguing over it. It's happened now, nothing we can do. We just move on, I guess. You've got no choice in the matter. But you've got to think at the end of the day, Teller, this is one thing that any fan would do. We'll always talk about situations like this, regardless. Everyone's going to do it.
It's good debate.
Yes,
of course it is, Jez. And if you don't do it, then I think you're lying to yourself.
Yeah, of course.
We're all hypocrites when it comes to our team, let's be honest.
Of course. But, when you look at it, when you know a foul is a foul or there's a decision that's gone against you or gone against the opposition, you can think to yourself, no, that was wrong. You'd like to put a hand on your heart and say, yeah, I definitely would say that. Because
me and Rob came onto the show and said, yeah, we got away with that one.
Absolutely. Good shout from Mika Shoemaker. He's saying here, replay shows the tug and the hold of the arm. VAR has been inconsistent, but in this case, the correct result was given, as like Jez has alluded to. Raya should have punched the ball regardless, though. That's the thing, and he didn't make a good attempt of it.
This is going to be talked about till Christmas time, mate.
Of course, and. As Patrick Darcy saying, we don't. Arsenal fans don't care. You got the 3 points, as you said earlier.
And that's the point, isn't it?
But as you said, Best of luck to West Ham. Thank you very much for that as well, kind of thing. Big up to Hammer Time. He's also saying, as soon as Raya felt Pablo's army just collapses, and it was a bit theatrical, as I said, looking at the replay I've seen on there, it does go down a bit cheap. And,
Sack of spuds, mate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it was like more like new potatoes than sack of spuds kind of thing. It was that kind of light, you know what I'm saying? Corners all season have been contested physically.
Stop it. Yep, they have.
Good shout from down here. Is it a bit like John Terry crying for offside against us the other week?
John Terry.
Silvio saying here, always had time for West Ham over the years, but since we poached Rice, you've forced this rivalry with us. Enjoy relegation. Look, at the end of the day, and that Rice kind of created his own element in that respect when he said he's gone on to win things, and unfortunately, at the time, you can clearly say you weren't the choice for that because you wasn't winning jack shit. So let's be real about that as well, Silvo.
Yeah.
Hammers showed grit today, but Ray was worthy of a clean sheet. I mean, look, it's one of those, isn't it? It does happen. We just need to accept we are the Banter Club now. It's going to happen. It will happen. I mean, I think if you look at it, Henry, now it's a case of where we move on from this point. Oh, hello, look at this. Look, Declan Rice isn't failing anyone. West Ham players are playing rugby with Rice.
Oh, please.
Come on.
Oh, dear me.
What's with this fella? What's with him?
It's brilliant. Big up to Anthony Herbert. Big up, lads. Hope you will. What I want to know is, what shampoo does Jez use? I'm guessing Tibbet.
Fucking hell.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man.
Some funny comments here tonight. Actually.
Oh, there is, mate. There isn't, mate. I mean, look, and this is what we were alluding to earlier on. Look at that. Look, 7 minutes to make the decision. 2 minutes added on. If it takes more than 30 seconds, it's not obvious.
Exactly.
You know, and this is the thing. And we've seen it so many times in games, not just our games, but throughout the whole season, throughout the whole league. And it's just where they don't kind of make it up. That game was good for you. Oh, my God.
You're not wrong there, Martin. You're not wrong there, my friend.
Big up with the people in the chat. Henry's saying, obviously, and this is a question I could ask you guys as well. How long do you think it will be if West Ham do go down to come back up, or will we just get lower and lower?
I don't think you'll get lower and lower, but it just depends how many of your players you can actually keep and what kind of quality you replace them with.
I've got faith in you coming straight back up, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I just think you're that sort of institute that will come straight back up. And the thing is about it, when teams usually come straight back up, they come back bigger and better. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have faith that you can come straight back up if you go down, because I don't want you to go down. That's what it is. I'll be quite sad if West Ham do go down. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. I would rather Spurs go down than West Ham. That's just me. Do you know what I mean? Because of like West Ham's football heritage. Do you know what I mean? I just think it'd be sad to see them go down. But you know, if you do go down, I reckon you bounce straight back up, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I think you know the chance is there, but again, it comes down to the personnel for one. I mean, the one thing is kind of a bit of a positive this season. At least Nuno's not been afraid to play some of the academy players. You know, some of them just need to be given more of a chance. I mean, Kante, for me, I think he should be given more game time. He's growing, you know, bigger and better as he, you know, when he does come on. Unfortunately, again, when you're kind of coming on like with the 83rd or 86th minute, you can't really do much anyway.
Right, you can't do much, man. Maybe that's what it would take. Maybe that's what it would take at the day to sort of like, you know, to get back up straight away. Is giving the youth more chances. You know what I mean? Finding those gems and that. Do you know what I mean? That can do a job. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it probably would take that for you to get straight back up. Do you know what I mean? You know, look, we done it, didn't we? We done it. We won the League Cup with our youth, didn't we? We beat Chelsea with our youth players. Do you know what I mean? You know, because we had 12 injuries. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So we done it with the League Cup. We won, beat Chelsea, with most of our kids. Most of our kids. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
I don't think West Ham would go and fall. I think there's things to be sorted out internally, of course, but I think you've got just that too much to be a team that just be a Leicester City. I think too much in that, and I think your fan base will stay support. I mean, you've got one of the greatest fan bases in London. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
And as I said previous tonight, I will feel a bit bad if it's Arsenal that sent West Ham out the league. If it's Spurs, I don't give a shit. But West Ham, I like West Ham because they've got a lot of history. And I actually got a lot of West Ham mates, actually. So, yeah, I feel a bit bad about that.
I mean, how much I was saying here, Premier League football has changed for the worst, in my opinion. And
100%.
I think, as James said earlier, like when you think of that, the Barclays Premier League probably saw some of the better football being played. And I suppose, like anything else, when you think about it, the model is changing because obviously it's all about sponsorships, stakeholders, and stuff like this. So we are seeing, of course, exactly, Uncle. It's all about the top dollar these days. What they can actually make out of it. I think they've just sort of hit a £2 billion deal for the TV rights. That just shows you.
A couple of years ago, a good few years ago, they made the Premier League made $5 billion profit, didn't they? Remember a couple of seasons ago, $5 billion profit. So it's all about that, mate. It's all about that.
Of course it is. I mean, everybody's saying that you
want to keep the top 6 in the team, so they're not going to let Tottenham get relegated, and they're not going to let City get punished all the way down to relegation either. So,
well, yeah, there's a few people have been saying about the 115 in there. It's one of those. So, as Anthony says, Jez, we've got the decision and chasing for a title, so it was the right decision at the end of the day. Big up to West Ham Bross. He's saying, what's happened with Ben White? Is he okay? Because obviously he was the one that came off for Rice going into the right back position.
Apparently Ben White's got a knee injury again.
Bloody hell, man.
Again, I think he'll be out now for the season. I think that's him gone.
And we've seen, there's quite a few clubs where players have taken injuries and that, and they're basically wiped out now, aren't they? I mean, Matoma was the other day, wasn't he, as well? Very interesting. Dad's asking, Tony, what do you think, mate? Do you think it's over? No, I'm still optimistic that, we can still do a job. It all comes down to both teams. The way I see it like this, the pressure was on us today. If we got something out of this game, the pressure then goes back onto Spurs. And the fact that we play before Spurs, that's the kind of, do you say it kind of works in Spurs' favour or does it work in West Ham favour? And that's why you've got to look at it like that. Yeah, I'm going to go down. So obviously, there's a little bit kicking off there in the chat there. So, yeah. So I've seen all that. I'll move down on that one.
Yeah, get away from that negative energy tone. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Tony, I was meant to ask you, right? Bit off script anyway. Bit off script. Are you actually a reggae lover then?
Of course, man.
No, seriously.
I like all types of music, basically, apart from obviously rock, grunge, pop music, everything else otherwise, yeah.
Who's your favourite reggae artist?
Oh, I mean, if you look at it, for me, the man, the myth, the legend, and you can't be a bit of Bob Marley kind of thing.
Bob Marley every time.
Calmness at its finest when you look at something like that.
Yeah.
But then you've got, you've got so many other artists on there. There's quite a few to mention that. I mean, memory serves me actually shit as anything as always. Let me have a look at one of my playlists, Uncle. I'll give you some.
Go on, mate. Go on, man.
Give you some artists, man.
Give me some artists, brother. Yeah, sir.
Unfortunately, as you can see, the years of me growing dreads and that have completely gone out the window. But
Oh, get yourself to Turkey, mate. You'll be all right.
Oh my days!
And
the turkey teeth, yeah, as well, yeah.
A lot of my craft is reggae, but I did enjoy UB40.
Did anybody see that? Did anybody see that picture when Klopp come back for Galatasaray and it said Klopp come back for Turkey? And he had a hair transplant and he had white teeth, didn't he?
yeah. Did have to turn the lights on for that one. I like Beres Hammond.
Beres Hammond, he's good, very, very good, very good.
Yeah, Taras Riley, I like him as well.
Very good as well. Good choices so far.
You got some Buju Banton going on there as well.
Mate.
You got obviously Richie Spice. I do like some of the stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
Well.
He's very good.
You can't beat when you look at it. You can't beat a bit of old Shaka Demas and Pliers as well.
Oh yeah, of course, God. Yeah.
Barrett Levy, I like his stuff as well.
Oh, very good. Do you know he was actually born in Birmingham?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's born in Birmingham, but he grew up in Jamaica and then obviously went to States and England. But he was actually born in Birmingham. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a good choice there, Tone. Go on, mate, get in there.
And Shabba Rugs, you can't be.
Listen. Shabba's been my DJ from the 80s. You know what I mean? When he, had Niggle Eye Pum Pum and all those sort of tunes there. You know what I mean? He was the first one that sort of like apart from King Stitch. Yeah, but he's the first one really that came out with it, like the slackness sort of like talking about Panani and all things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like he had that tune like Love Panani Bad, and that was a good tune back in the day. Do you know what I mean? But he's a very good artist. But some of the artists that you picked out there are very good, like Taurus Riley. I've seen Barry Hammond in concert twice. I've seen him twice. I've seen Sanchez 3 times. Luciana, I've seen him twice. I've seen Buju twice. I've seen Buju twice. Once in Reading and once in Luton. I've seen quite a few artists in that. Of course, when I went to Jamaica, I saw a couple of stage shows and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I met a few artists personally, like Luciana.
Nice.
What's that one day? Oh God, Egyptian. I met him as well. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, you got some good selection there, mate. Good selection.
Of course, man.
I'm proud of you, my boy. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
There you go, mate. There you go.
Cover the chest, as they say.
Yeah, get yourself to Turkey. Get your dress on.
Jez. Now, obviously, there's a chance you are going to win the title, etc. But previous to that, it was already in the talks that they were already drawing this up for this man. Another 5 years with a £20 million contract.
Oh, my word.
Well, I don't know what to say, really, because 5 years, way too much. Way too much. He's got a year left anyway on his current. The way I'd look at it, if I was the owner, I'd just say, and if he wins the Champions League and the Premier League, I would certainly say, yeah, give you a year extension. So that'll take it over from the December this year is where it ends, and go again. But then we got to look at it again, because winning it once and winning the Champions League once, first time ever, is fantastic. It's a major achievement. But to say 5 years and go through the same shit for another 5 years and people just accept that, no, not for me. Not for me. If you win the Premier League, do it again next year, then we'll talk again. I don't like this talk about 5 years. And look, nothing is guaranteed yet. We haven't spent one fucking yet. I'm confident it will happen. I'm pretty certain the Premier League is now done. Champions League is a different game altogether. We're up against one of the best teams in world football. So getting that over the line is going to be a tough ask. And we can't afford any more bloody injuries. So for me, if he wins the Premier League, give him a year extension. So yeah, okay, well done. Now go do it again.
Yeah. Facts. That makes sense.
We've not given Slot another deal.
Mm.
He's still on thin ice.
Mm. And the mere fact, at the end of the day, really, when you think about it, really, right? If he was to get rid of him now, who is actually out there? There's nobody out there really now, is there? To sort of like say you're gonna get now. Do you know what I mean? So it probably would be better to give him a year extension, and then you can see where you are in a year, can't you?
Yeah, because you've got other teams looking for managers. You've got United, you've got Chelsea, and City. City are looking for a new manager as well.
Hopefully us.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully us.
Hope
and pray, my friend. Hope and pray.
Been hoping and praying ever since the other day.
Oh, no. Since he fucking
Get him out.
Before he started, I was hoping and praying.
Yeah.
Telling you, mate. It's fucking diabolical, mate. You know
Well,
what I
after
mean?
he did actually get confirmed as he's winning the league, we saw Slot ball. It lost game after game after game, and drew and drew and drew.
Yeah, you saw what was going on. Do you know what I mean? The mere fact at the day that he's still got Curtis Jones as right back is just beyond me. It's just fucking beyond me, mate. Seriously, it's beyond me. And you got like a right back you're playing as a right winger, and you got a right back on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Just where's the sense in that? Where's the planning in that? There's just no planning in it. Do you know what I mean? You know, you just put in players, and then what he does that really pisses me off, yeah, is the fact that they sort of like when he gets desperate, he takes off a defender and puts on an attacker. Where is the sense in that? Where did you get your license from? A cornflakes box?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know when you used to get those things in the cereal boxes, innit, back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I reckon that's where he got it from, because some of his on-field decisions at the day, I'm telling you, are diabolical. He's got midfielders playing as centre backs, yeah. And even the midfielders he's playing at centre back, right, are not defensively minded. Ryan Gravenberch is not a defender. He's not. Do you know what I mean? He's a ball carrying six, if anything. He's not a defender. And then you got to put him a centre back. How's that? How do you think? How do you think that's going to turn out for you? Do you know what I mean? You know, you do these things like you kept Kirkes on all game, yeah, yesterday, and Kirkes was poor.
He was poor.
He kept him on all game yesterday. You take off one of your biggest threats of the day off the pitch and everything that, and keep on one of the most poorest guys on the pitch and of that. And when you get booed and everything that, right, you try turning it back and there, because you know at the end of the day, right, you're not going to take any responsibility. Far from it, you're not going to take responsibility. You turn it back and say like, well, if they put that much enthusiasm into cheering for excuse me, for Gappo. Excuse me, for Gappo. He might have scored the winner.
You see what I sent you? You see what I sent you, yeah?
Yeah, he goes, he might have scored the winner. Because no, if he was a better head coach, he might have scored the winner. If he was a better head coach, we wouldn't be scrapping for top 5 after winning the league last season. So, like, get the fuck out of it, all that shit, man. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
What I don't like is
you saw my thing yesterday. You saw my thumb yesterday, didn't you, Tony?
That was brilliant.
You saw my thumb yesterday. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I want to do. I exactly want to do that, you know. I want to crack him by the scruff of his neck and drag him out of Anfield.
That's quite good. That's quite good. Here's one for you, Jez, as well, just to kind of change things. Big up to Michael Canada Guna. He's saying, I met some PSG fans and they look very confident. What a manager Enrique is. Do you think Enrique would come to the Premier League?
You can manage us.
I think he's signing a new contract with PSG anyway, so I don't think he's going anyway, you know. But what he's done there, you know.
I think at the end of the day, he's in a great position at PSG. Good. Thing is, as Jamboy put in,
there you go.
You offer the right money, people will come. That's the thing. Football is an insular place, really. Now, would Enrique like to set up at Arsenal? I don't know, but maybe not, because right now he's sitting proper and proud. So it'd be a big ask. But that's not in the discussion now, because right now Arteta is in the position of, how can I put it, greatness. You know, and the Arteta sexuals. If we win the Premier League, he's the best manager in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of them things, isn't it? But at the end of the day's going to come one day when it's all going to go rat shit, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he wins the Premier League, then he's got to see his contract out and say another year, maybe 2 years. And I couldn't disagree with it. I mean, much as I don't respect him, it's not personal. I've never met the man. I never will. I don't want to meet him. So, but at the end of the day, you have to give respect where respect is due. So that deserves reward.
Of course, and that's the truth on that, Jez. Luke is asking, "Are you going to the parade?" Apparently, if you do win,
Not a else chance. Can't be asked too far away now.
I mean, interestingly, you were saying about when you look at like the Leicester situation there. I mean, obviously, we know the poor fortune that they had when, obviously, the chairman unfortunately lost his life in the helicopter incident. The son obviously is not a patch on what his father was, and it's a sad. When you look at their situation, it's sad from being where they are to where they've got to. You've seen it with a lot of these clubs that were in the Premier League. And then you look at the opposite side of things, and you've got teams like Coventry that's been out of it for 25 years and now are coming back in again. So it just shows you, we know full well the championship is a very hard league to get yourself out of. But at the same point, the rewards are there to be seen. And when you think about it, when you look at the three clubs that came up, apart from obviously Burnley going back down, when you look at what Leeds have done, and more importantly, when you look at what Sunderland have done, just by buying the right players, anything's possible. Anything possible. I agree on this here, Pierre. He's saying there, Cantey would do better than Pablo, to be honest, up front for 20 minutes to replace Tay. Good shot. I think he would have done. Ekim says, does think it depends on their finances and any unforeseen circumstances, which could come out soon. We'll see. Big up to True Demasto. He goes, Spurs rigged that. West Ham, my favourite London team, and Olsen, brilliant. And Olsen, it won't be Arsenal, it will be our own doing that's done it, as we know. Arteta wouldn't have got sacked if that VAR didn't go that way. It would never be sacked, that's for sure.
He's not getting sacked.
He knows what the bodies are.
This match still came is Burnley for us, nothing to lose. I mean, if you look at it, Jez, I mean, this is an interesting one. When you think when Burnley played City, the way they set themselves up in that game, they really hampered City. You imagine if Burnley do exactly the same to you guys? I
think they will. That's the sort of thing they are. They want to prove a point. They want to spoil the party. Big up, Aaron. They want to spoil the party. So they're going to want to cause drama and take it to the last game.
Jimmy Cliff,
They got passed away. So, and that can always be a bit of a banana skin. So, it won't be an easy night out. It's not going to be a 4 or 5 nil Arsenal win. I think it'll be a tight, tricky little game, actually.
Yeah, no, of course. Before I come to you, Aaron, I'm just going to go with Uncle because he was asking about some of the reggae artists. So, you've got Jimmy Cliff here. Russell's gone for Shaggy. Jam Boy's gone with John Holt.
John Holt. Oh my gosh. John Holt, what a singer.
1,000 Volts of Holt, is it one of the albums or something like that?
Yeah, that one. Bomb. That's
Come on.
Desmond Decker as well there. Eddie Grant. But the best one on that, the unsung hero of the reggae world, Levi Roots.
Yes, man. do you know Levi Roots, and they used to sing on a sound system called Sir Cox International. Yeah, that's where he come from. That sound system there, and they're from Brixton area, Blacker Dread, and all them guys there. You know what I mean? And he was on that. He was on that sound system and everything. That's where he made his claim to fame. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously, like Maxi Priest started. Yeah.
Well,
he started with Saxon Studio.
When you said that first of all I'd imagine him was that little piano thing with a little kind of little kind of key thing that you run it across the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna say. One of those, like, but at least you weren't there. Yeah, look, I mean, Lee was saying I think he thought West Ham would have turned it around, but now no chance. Like I said, let's not give up too early yet. Jared Boy says, "Don't we all love a bit of Panani Band?"
Yeah, man. That was a big tune back in the day, you know. That was a big tune back in the day. That's a skanker's tune, you know. That's it, man. In my young days when I used to go out, but I don't really go out anymore, so I don't really go out. I'm a bit too old for that now.
Leon's asking the question, Jez, would you get a hair transplant? Me and Jez already booked the airplane. We're going to Turkey, the pair of us, and that, you recognise us when we come back.
Yeah. Buy two, get one half price, was that?
Yeah. Me and Jez are becoming the new ZZ Top. That's what we're going to do.
And give one to me while you're at it.
Good question as well. This is for you, Aaron, and obviously for Jez. Do you think Arteta would go to City if Pep left? Or come to that, would City want him?
I think he would if they gave him the option.
Yeah. I don't think they want him.
Yeah, I'll answer that round the other way. I don't actually think City would want him.
That's what
I'm being totally honest with you. Yeah. I think they'd probably aim a little bit closer in. I mean, they've got their sort of club models with like the Maresca, etc. They had the Granada manager. His name's gone off the top of my head. I actually reckon they'd seek other avenues absolutely before hiring Mikel Arteta. Let's not also forget there are many better managers than Mikel Arteta out there. Whether he wins, and we hope he does win trophies or not this season, there are better candidates out there that they'll probably try and now.
True. Anthony's asked the question about his just going to Turkey. Yeah, he was on his way, but the map was wrong. He was going to Turkey, but ended up in Torquay.
40 towers.
40 towers, yeah. You know,
Yeah, fucking hell. That was a good program back in the day. That was a good program back in the day, 40 towers, you know.
Oh, beautiful.
40 towers a bad day, yo.
Patrick's asking the question. I hear Arsenal have to pay Crystal Palace an additional 10 million for Eze if you win the league.
That sounds about right.
Bloody hell, man.
Probably would be, yeah. It'd be worth it, though, wouldn't it?
Well, we've scored a couple of winners. You know, he scored pretty much all the goals in both legs, or both home and away, against Spurs, against Crystal Palace as well. He's chalked some points up. It's not been a star-studded, wonderful, breakout season for Eze in terms of the transfer. I think if you were being an honest Arsenal fan, maybe you'd expected a little bit more from him. But look, if we end up lifting the Premier League title and he's put points on the board because of his goals, 10 million quid. Yeah.
Are you not concerned, though, with the fact of how weak this league actually is, that it's taken you this long to win it?
Oh, we've been through that for the last 6 years, my friend. Yeah. It's an ongoing frustration. Yeah.
Aaron, he did score a hat-trick against Spurs.
That's it.
That's right, yeah.
And it immortalised him in his own way, absolutely, yeah.
That's a trophy in itself.
Yeah, true.
Statue.
Well, 10 million is nothing, though. 10 million is nothing. If you win the league, 10 million is nothing to give to Eze, really. It's nothing, right?
Well, apparently, Uncle, if the Arsenal players win the Champions League, then apparently they're going to get 2 point something million each.
Wow, okay.
For winning that competition.
With that tone, if you don't mind me jumping in just quickly, I mean, I hope I see us win a Champions League in my lifetime. I'm not the Arsenal accountant. Their finances don't affect me other than what I outlay on match day revenue. If they want 2 million, I don't care. Just bring that trophy up. That's that. Yeah. That's all I care about is having a star above my badge.
Cool. Let me just say this question here, and also I'm going to come back to you and Jez, actually. PS says Sullivan will lead us out of the Championship, no doubt, but not sure which way we'll be going though. And that's the truth with that ownership there. To used to, I mean, how do you feel the fact of when you look at several months back, you was on for the quadruple, and then you slowly saw it edging away? I mean, at that point there, who did you put the blame down to? Would you say it was the players, or would you say it was the manager, the setup? What did you say? What would you put on that?
Aaron, off you go.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to another geezer. Sorry.
You two are the only Arsenal fans on the chat.
That'll be the 10 points to Stella there, not listening. Sorry, I do apologise.
Well, at least you ain't got big weird for the That's what
I'll go then. Aaron can follow.
Yeah. Go on, and then I'll get John. Sorry about that. I do apologise. I thought you were talking to the gentleman to your right. I do apologise.
No, you're right. I think there's a lot of combinations tone on that one. I think it's wrong tactics at times, setting the team up the wrong way, too much defensive play, making the wrong substitutions, and the team players-wise looked frustrated. And for some reason, recently, he's let them play with their own free style, which we've seen in the past. When he lets the team do that, they win and play nice football. So there's a lot of combinations there that you can pick out. Some players haven't been that good this year. We've had some bad injuries as well. Playing players injured is a bad sign. I didn't like that at all. And we're still seeing signs of that right now. But at the end of the day, yeah, we capitulated. The League Cup final, well, we didn't even turn up, did we? Aaron was there, saw it live. You know, what I saw that day, it's got to be the worst cup final I've ever been to in my life. Never, ever I've seen Arsenal play that bad. Even when we lost to Luton, when we lost to Birmingham, at least we give it a go. You know, I'm not going to talk about West Ham FA Cup.
Don't know about just.
Still gives me the horrors. But the players were knackered then. The amount of games, we played 42 games that season in Europe and in the league and in the cups. They were out on their feet, man. They were out on their feet. But this year, I think there's been a lot of fundamental issues that have caused us issues in the fact that poor tactics, poor team setup, playing players out of position, incorrect substitutions, and I just hope Arteta's learned from that now.
Can I just echo some of Jez's words there as well, because he's spoken obviously absolute facts there. I've always said that Mikel Arteta either doesn't learn his lesson or takes way too long to learn his lesson. Now, everyone in their nan knows that Lewis Skelly was never a left back. Now, does that say that he didn't do a good job last season when he filled in at left back? Yes, he did. You know, he had some fantastic performances, i.e. Real Madrid. Real big, intimidating stadium. He had some fantastic performances there. But that doesn't make him a left back. It makes him a midfielder that played well at left back on that day. And that's what people seem to get misconstrued. He's a midfielder. Now, you look at Declan Rice and Zubimendi, the minutes that they've played. You look at Zubimendi in particular, because Declan Rice, yes, he is a little bit knackered, but he's a machine that can just drive that little bit forward. Does he need a rest? Yes. But can he pull something out the bag? Yes. Martin Zubimendi, absolutely not. Zubimendi has been running on fumes for a long time now. And Mikel Arteta has had not only a Norgard, but a Miles Lewis Skelly at his disposal all season, and he decides to play him on match day 35 or match day 34, maybe, if I'm corrected there. That's something that a top gooner or so like fan would go, oh yeah, but you know, it's a genius tactic. The genius tactic was playing him there at the beginning of the season, not having to play him there. We've wasted him, and not only have we wasted him, we've wasted minutes in Declan Rice's and Martin Zubimendi's legs, by the way. And I keep more pinpointing Zubimendi because he hasn't been able to find that extra ridiculous gear from somewhere that Declan Rice has been able to find. Tony, you're a West Ham fan. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He just finds something.
Absolutely. No, absolutely is, Darren.
So to jump in, I've got to make a move, guys.
Uncle Rod's.
Yeah, I got to do some do the tea one for my mum. You know, it's no, listen,
Absolutely, Uncle.
It's
Thanks
just
for being here.
no, it's my pleasure. It's just been my mum at the moment because
But Mendy unable to do that.
Oh, sorry, it's Ross.
I think he's lagging behind it. Yeah.
No, because unfortunately, it's just me and my mum because my dad passed away. Beginning of the year. So
as always.
So I look after mum as you do. You know what I mean? Because she looked after me. So my mum, but yeah, so I'm gonna do something for
that favour.
Yeah, it's got to be done and for that because listen, she's the one that really knit the family together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know,
you don't forget that sort of things. That's
she'd be awesome. But listen, I'll be here next week if you need me next week, and that
of course, man.
You know,
of course.
To send the thing and Jez, I've got you, bro. I've got you, mate. I've got you.
Appreciate it, man.
You know that, innit? You know what I mean? And we need to link up and do a show. We need to link up, man. Definitely.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good.
Aaron, it's good to meet you, Aaron. First time I'm meeting you. Good to meet you, brother. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
hopefully we'll meet again soon. Hopefully, do you know what I mean? And Tony, love as always. It's always love around there with you. You know what I mean? Good guy. He's a very good guy. This guy is a very good guy. You know what I mean? Got a lot of respect for him. Cop Father, I'll see you soon as well. But guys, until the next time, up the Hammers and up the Arsenal. What can I say? Take care. Take care.
Look after yourself.
Cheers. Let me just say hello to Anthony in there. Tottenham Ferry says, "Big up Tony panel in the chat. I come in peace." Apparently,
does he bother?
Big up to your Anthony as well. Lone Star says, "Jez don't need a hair transplant. He already raises the hair on the back of your neck." Lead Gend. Interesting. I don't know what to make of that one. I know what he is. Come on, the PSG saying there's no bitterness there from Anthony at all.
Is he one of them that books a hotel? Is he?
Yeah,
that's him coming in.
Funny you said that, Aaron. I mean, again, this just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, when you think about it, you could have gone out there before you got to the final, and it only cost you couple of hundred quid. Now you're hearing silly figures being quoted for hotels and
my flight just cost me 545 quid. That's a 6 a.m. flight from Gatwick out there and a 6 a.m. flight back. Then the next day, like I've done it so I bypassed the hotel entirely because I couldn't afford it. And the tickets, I don't know if any of you guys know. So I'm in the ballot for tomorrow, of course. Tier 1, 950 euros. Tier 2, 650 euros. Tier 3, 180 euros. I'm in window 2 as well, so the cheaper tickets will be covered up by the guys quite rightly in window 1 who go Europe away all the time. They've earned their stripes, they do that. But yeah, that's the financial figure side of things without hotel, yes.
So
when I came out the Emirates just quickly on when I came out the Emirates on Tuesday, I waited an hour because the reception was terrible, and the flights, similar flights to what I booked at, were about 1,100-1,200 quid.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I looked up myself out of interest because EasyJet fly every day to Budapest from Gatwick, which is 14 miles up the road from me. And before Arsenal were confirmed, right, that flight was £95.
What, return?
No,
just the one leg?
No, one way.
No, either way, I mean, 95 quid.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but the fact they're now quoting stupid dollar. I mean, I think it's wrong, man. I really do think it's wrong.
Yeah,
when you saw your side of the Champions League, though, didn't you just book your tickets anyway? There was no way you was not going to get to the final with those teams to play. The hardest team you could have played on that side was either Atletico Madrid or Barcelona. I would have booked if that was on my side, I'd have booked the ticket straight away. I'd be like,
if we had Jurgen Klopp as manager, mate, maybe I would have. But we've had 6 years of Mikel Arteta, so yeah.
Even he could have messed that side up. The hardest team you had on your side was either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid.
Mm,
On the other side,
true.
however, was a Lions Den.
True. Lone Star, I love you as well, mate. Take care. And he said you'll be back to give me more grief. Arteta loves you. Oh, how nice of him. And he says, oh, she, Jez, legend.
Yeah,
Anthony's also going as well. Have a great rest of the show, Tony, and speak soon. Come on, you Spurs. He's gone on there. So, Anthony, love as always, mate.
Actually, I've got a question for Lone Star very quickly, very, very quickly. Is the Elmer Combo still there? The blues club that Stevie Ray Vaughan played in? I'd love to know. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to know if you can tell me, my friend. Mm-hmm. If it is, I'd love to go there one day.
Oh, he's inviting you over there.
He's asked you to
come. Yeah, I've been there once.
I know it's one thing though, Jez. He's not saying he's paying for the tickets, but you know he's asking to come over. You know that's one thing.
Oh, there you go. It is. I'm definitely getting there. Then thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm definitely getting over there because Stevie Ray Vaughan is an absolute hero of mine as a blues guitarist.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah. Good evening as well to Malt Licky, Texas. He says, Arsenal, you're very welcome. Spurs. So, yes. So, as we're coming up to wrapping up the show and that, I mean, the main thing is now you've got a couple of games to go in there. Jez, Aaron, do you think you got enough to get it over the line?
Yeah. I think so. I think it's done. You know, I can't. I mean, unless something absolutely horrendous happens within the team, and the manager decides to do something absolutely ridiculous, I think Burnley away will be a tough game. I do.
It's at home, Jez.
Home. Sorry,
that's at the Emirates. Yeah.
I meant.
Palace.
Sorry, Palace away. That could be a tricky one, but they're in a final, so I think they're not really going to be that interested. Burnley and Palace might want to spoil the party, but I think we've just got enough now. I think we've done it. And let's just hope we have, because 22 bloody years that we've been sitting and waiting. So, yeah, there we go.
Aaron, your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I'm going to start where Jez ended there. 22 years. You know, I think I was 15, maybe 16 at the time. I couldn't even buy a packet of cigarettes or a lottery ticket. It was 16 at that age. You know, I certainly weren't allowed to drink in a pub. You know, so this will be my first, hopefully, adult experience of winning the league. And I have waited and I've waited and I've suffered and
I wish you didn't have to wait 30 years.
30 years is a long time. Listen, we've still got 2 games to do it, you know, and then I hope we don't go for another 8 like you boys had to. But what we'll say is, when you looked at the fixtures, you know, before today, you looked at the West Ham game, you know, fighting for their sort of lives and everything like that. That was never going to be the 6-0 from 2 years ago or the 5-2 from last season. Everything was different about the game. You know, there was different energy on both of the teams. From what we'll say is look, when we got over the line today, it was the only banana skin I really saw. If you was a betting man from this point, and I always use this to sort of gauge my feelings, if I was to put everything I owned, you know, and everything like that on, would Arsenal win the Premier League this year as opposed to not, I would put it on the yes side of things, you know. And that's sort of where I'm sitting. You know, I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but realistically, you know, we should be comfortably, however comfortably may look for people, we should comfortably be beating Burnley at home. You know, that shouldn't be an issue. And, you know, like Jez said, they've got, like Jez quite rightly said, you know, they've got a bigger fish to fry, as they'd say. You know, they've got a European trophy, European final, 3 days after that on Sunday. You know, they've got other focuses. That's not to say it's a gimme, and I hate saying things like that, because you just then assume off of that sentence that they're not going to turn up or they'll play crap players. It will still be a fight. It's an away London derby. So there's no room for any error. We've still got to go there and show that we're, you know, we're going to take the 3 points. But yeah, look, I'm quietly confident, and it's the only time I've actually come on camera ever and said that I actually think Arsenal will win the league this year. And if they don't, wow.
Is it just me, or is Europa League and Conference League extremely weak? Is it just me who thinks that? Because the English just seem to be getting to the final all the time. How weak is that? How weak have those leagues become?
It's probably stretched, is it not? It's not maybe diluted ever so slightly, because one, you can get 5 or 6 teams in the Champions League depending on league finishes now. So you're taking a top 5 or 6 team away from the Europa League, and also you're stretching it out and putting that the Conference League in there. So it probably might be diluting it in both avenues, you know. So you're losing some big teams and putting some
drop down.
That's possibly an avenue anymore. Yeah, and that, of course,
that's a big issue, isn't it?
It is. Just want to say here to Luis Gomez Jr., congratulations. Yeah, Barcelona have won the La Liga. They beat Real Madrid 2-0 tonight. So, yes, it says here, look, champions together. Barca champions, destroy Madrid tonight, and big up to yourself for that as well.
Play, man.
Jane Boy said, if Arsenal win the league and it means Spurs stay up, so be it. And that's the truth of it at the end of the day, kind of thing. Last question to you, Aaron.
Yes, mate.
Are you and your old man still mates?
Yeah, we had he can't help himself. He can't help himself. So he rang me and texted me with all the fire and all the chops before the game. And I thought, I'm gonna give him this one. I won't bite back. And then he carried on throughout the game constantly. And yeah, I did ring him up at full time and give him a bit of stick. But the reality is, and I mean this is the West Ham fan channel, and it's bittersweet for me. It's bitter because I love Arsenal. I'll choose them 100 times out of 100. But I don't want West Ham to go down. That's the sad thing. And then, I'd love for you guys to stay up. But you've got 2 games and Spurs have got 2 games,
Still in the lap of the gods, mate. Still in the lap of the gods.
Yeah. I'd love you guys to stay up, honestly, for obvious reasons. But Dad, unlucky on this one, my friend. Maybe less of this next time, Love you always, mate.
As Jan Boy said as well, yeah, he's dead as a hammer too, as well, kind of thing. Hopefully, it's all good in the Jan Boy household at least, anyway. Cop Father, I suppose you can't wait to see this season finish the way it's gone with you guys.
God. Yeah, please. I want this guy to go, but I've just got a sneaky suspicion he's staying. I don't know why. I don't know what they see in him, but apparently he's staying until next season. God only knows what on earth we're supposed to do with that, but apparently he's staying. So not much I can do about that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because you did a show last night. You did the poll, didn't you? I think the main one that came out of that as a replacement was Xavi Alonso. Do you think he's the right man to fill in these boots?
Yeah. And the reason for that is because that's a proper Liverpool man. He's played for the team. He understands the culture. He understands the team of Liverpool. This guy has no connections to the fans. Doesn't show any emotion towards an emotional fan base. That's the biggest issue we've got with him. You'll never walk alone. It's for the fans, not this guy. This guy's not earned the right to walk with us. He can walk alone for all we care because he never embraced us when he arrived. Jurgen Klopp went for a walk around Liverpool to figure out the culture of the fans and brought back things from Liverpool, like the boot room, for example, in the stadium.
Yeah.
So he started to bring things back. But this guy is just walking around like, I don't care. I don't care about Liverpool. He doesn't even live in Liverpool. It's the best part. He lives in Manchester.
Well, that's his ill. And I suppose if you look at on that final note, this is where, as you're saying, Alonso buying into Liverpool and knowing what it's all about, etc. You mentioned Manchester, and you got to look at Carrick. At the end of the day, and that he's schooled by the Ferguson era, and he has brought that back to Man United. And if they decide they're going to take him on, and they give him money, who knows what will turn up for next season?
He might be hesitant because they've seen what they did with Ollie.
Yeah, but there's a different beast. Right. There's a different beast there.
It is.
When you look.
But when Ollie came in, he did the exact same thing Carrick's doing now.
Oh, of course. And Carrick, the difference being is though, when you look at Carrick's not, letting it get to his head, because at the end of the day, and that he's even turned himself and said he's not the right man for the job. So when you look at something like that, fair play to say, when you look at your managing a team like them. But on that note, people, it's been great having everyone on board on the panel. Aaron, late to the party, but as always, it's great to see you back on, mate.
Better late than never.
It's been a while, been fucking ages, basically. But welcome on board, and thanks for your views on the last kind of things and that. And yeah, I mean, look, it is yours. I think most people can say that now. I mean, I jokingly said last night, and I don't know if you've all seen it, kind of thing. We did see that we suddenly gained a new West Ham supporter in Pep Guardiola.
I did see that.
When you look at it,
it's all good fun, isn't it?
And when if you read into that though, it just shows you. I think, hand on heart, that man thinks we've done enough, but I don't think it's enough. So for him to come out with something like that, that's kind of like, I'm hoping, But the fact
what I like as well, Tone, as well, it's a little bit of personality, just a little bit of humour in pressurised times. There's nothing wrong with just being a bit human sometimes, is there? I quite like that.
Well, I think the fact of he definitely had his he had a Nike Air kind of boots going on, kind of thing. Goes, come on, he was gone.
It was funny how he did it. Come on, you Irons, go.
So, other than that, Aaron, as you're the last one in, I'd like to shout your channel out, please, mate.
Oh, I'm Aaron Talks Arsenal, but I was going to spend most of this time just saying thank you very much for letting me jump on. It has been a long time. When I was having a little mini back and forth, weren't we, about the Arsenal West Ham game, and you sent me the link. And I tried being as best a condition as I possibly could, and I've made a lot of effort in the last 20 minutes. Trust me. To be normal.
More coffee.
Yeah, how many coffees and how many Tic Tacs have you taken so far?
Yeah, too many guys. But as well to Chiezo, I know it's an absolute regular on here. It's nice to meet you. Up top right, my friend. It's the first time we've streamed together. Apologies, I don't know your name. That's not out rudeness.
Yeah,
I just don't know. Cop father, mate. Yeah, big up to you. And obviously big up to the chat, the most important people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last thing I'll leave it on is Arsenal, please just win this Premier League title, and West Ham, please stay up.
West Ham stay up, and the one manager who can mess this all up, it's yours. There's one manager who can mess it up, it's your manager. I'm sorry. He can mess it all up.
Very true.
That's the worry.
But he's not going to, let's be honest. You're going to win your title. Let's just be honest about it.
Yeah.
Big up, Jay, boy.
Yeah.
Absolutely super.
Love a bit, Jumbo.
Cop Father, would you like a shout out for Uncle's channel, please?
Yeah.
And
So
again, thanks for coming on board. Great for your comments
No
as well.
worries, anytime, mate. So you can find me on Uncle Rod's TV. I'm the co-host with Rods, as you all know. And just basically just look out for Rods. He just, a bit like Fozzie, he'll just go randomly and just throw a show out. It's been 5 minutes before I'm due to go to bed. He throws a shot, and I'm like, "Cheers, mate." Bit of a heads up next time would be nice.
Well, you give you 5 minutes warning.
Give me 5 minutes warning, yeah.
Appreciate it.
No, but Rod's is brilliant. I love working with the guys. He's absolutely brilliant. He's got a lot of knowledge, and obviously he knows a lot of people in the YouTube space as well. And he's introduced me to all of you guys, so more than happy with that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Aaron, nice to meet you, mate. Jez, pleasure as always. And Tony, always, mate, anytime.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. And Jez, thank you again for coming on board. Lovely comments as always. That was very interesting tonight. We had a few kind of issues going on, kind of thing, but we got through it all basically. But if you'd like to shout your channel out, please, mate, where people can find you.
Unfortunately, mate, I always drag the Muppets in.
That's why I'm here.
No. It's Jez's Arsenal chat, but I do like having other fans on, as always. And it's been good to see you again, Cops. And Aaron, as always, man. Tony, of course, absolute great show tonight, my friend.
Thank you, John Boy. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And it's been good to see Uncle Rods I haven't seen him for ages. And yeah, I've got a few ideas about doing shows in the summertime. I'm going to do some history shows, and I'm going to get in some other fans about it. Liverpool, of course, Man United, West Ham, Spurs.
Well, get their view what it's like being in the Championship, Jazz.
Yeah. And I've always got my good old mate Pat Millwall. True, he's going to come over and have a chat about Millwall. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing something with Chelsea. Of course, I've got a Chelsea guy coming over. So yeah, but yeah, as always, man, I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Big up the chat as always. Thanks for everybody that's come over from my stream as well. And here we come, Gunners. We've done the Premier League.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, man.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, 22 years of hurt has been long enough for any club, basically. I mean, we know 43 years before we saw it in silverware. With you guys, I think it has more meaning in certain respects because obviously where you've been and where you should be. And, as Godfather said, there's only one person that can really muck it up for you guys. And we all know it's very, very much possible, basically. But people in the chat, thanks for being with us. Some great comments. And as Aaron said, without you guys, it doesn't become what it is. And I hope you enjoyed what's been talked about tonight. Controversial, you could possibly say. Optimism, possibly. But of course, as always, it is definitely the hope that kills you. And at the moment for West Ham, it is definitely that. And on that note, enjoy the rest of the evening, what you've got, and make sure you have a good week. And God bless. Take care for all. Good night.
Take care, everyone.